I'm Christine Lisi. At this hour, optimism from Steelers coach Mike Tomlin that linebacker T.J. Watt will be on the field when they open the season against the Bills Sunday. Tomlin anticipates that Watt will be a full participant at practice tomorrow. Until this point, Watt, who wants a new deal, has only worked out individually at practice. The 26-year-old is critical for Pittsburgh's defense, points out ESPN's Jeff Saturday.
This guy whips your tackle play after play, and he improves the play of Hayward. He improves the play of Ingram. If he gets some touches, like, he makes your total defense so much better. So you're talking about the main player on this defense being out. Whoever's holding the pen better sign that deal and get this man back playing come Sunday.
Related to that, Tomlin expressing optimism the Steelers will finalize a contract with Watt. The Seahawks and left tackle Dwayne Brown agreed to a reworked final year of his deal that pays a $7 million signing bonus and $4 million in salary, according to ESPN. He's still scheduled to become an unrestricted free agent after this season. Georgia, coming off that win over Clemson, jumped to number 2 behind top-ranked Alabama in the latest college football rankings released today. That gives the SEC the top 2 teams in the country for the 30th time in the history of the AP poll. Ohio State's 3rd, Oklahoma 4th, and Texas A&M is 5th. Clemson fell 3 spots down to 6.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to a game week in Jacksonville, Florida. Jaguars, Houston Texans on the road. Oh, and by the way, welcome Packers and Saints fans, too, Absolutely. Because they'll be hitting the area on the way this Sunday as the Saints and Packers play at TIAA Bank Field. So we got a little bit of a doubleheader football, the centerpiece, coming off a college football weekend. And, of course, Jaguars Week 1, let the Urban Meyer, let the Trevor Lawrence era begin for real. Now, we've said that a few different times, right? Camp, we said it preseason. Well, now it's on. Game on. They start for real this Sunday. What are the Houston Texans? What do they look like? Tyrod Taylor, how much do the Jags need to win this first game? All those things on the line this week. Who's going to play? Urban Meyer had a news conference yesterday, coming off a little bit of a weekend break for the team. And some of those things were pretty interesting, like Andrew Wingard or Andre Sisco, who's going to play next to Rayshon Jenkins. I think that will be pretty wild to see who rolls out there. I know the fans would like to see roll out there, but who's ready to roll out there from a coaching perspective is of utmost importance, of course. So a lot of football. Jags get back to work for a normal game week tomorrow. And what will this team look like? We really just don't know. First couple of preseason games, not so great, a little frustrating on the offensive end. Last preseason game, albeit against a depleted Cowboys team, looked pretty good. So you just don't know what you're going to get until they start flying for real. And quite frankly, we're not really sure what this team will probably be until the first 3-4 weeks of the season are done. We're on the road once again at J-Tech. Brent Martineau, Austin Lane, Casey back in the studios. Hope you had a nice long weekend and ready to roll.
Had a nice long weekend. Solid college football slate they got to watch. A little MMA as well. I mean, yeah, it was a solid overall great weekend, and obviously prepping now. Got my fantasy football drafts in, and now just wait until Sunday for the Jacksonville Jaguars to take the field.
Yes, we did get our fantasy football draft in and done, and I only auto-drafted one player.
There you go.
That was pretty good.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah.
Now, did you forget that we had one, or what's
nope,
up?
I didn't forget. In fact, it was interesting. I was picking up barbecue because we had some folks come over and watch the Notre Dame-Florida State game. Mm-hmm. And so I'm picking up barbecue. I see someone I know in the parking lot. We're talking like, yeah, I got my fantasy. He's like, I got my fantasy football draft ready, blah, 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 blah. And I look at the clock. I'm like, oh, it's 6:56.
There you go.
I was like, yes, it's fantasy football time. Now, meanwhile, I told Ty, hey, you got to remind me, man, about the fantasy football. So I don't know if he would have. But you guys didn't give anybody a heads up. You were just like, game on. You better be in or not. Like, there was no group text.
I mean,
no, then Casey,
I'm
on the clock, and Casey's like, hey, you got a draft? I was like, well, I'm trying to get in.
Hey, Casey, go ahead and remind me. Did I put out a video on Thursday taking everybody in it saying, hey, we have our fantasy football draft on Sunday? Did I not send out a video?
There was a video. I also had somebody else that works here at the station had some words for the draft situation. I can let you figure that out. But
yeah, I saw the video on Thursday. The draft is on Sunday. That's a lot of consumed beverages later, Casey. I mean,
No, it wasn't Casey's fault. That was my fault. And at the end of the day, if I send you a text message saying, or a video saying, hey, the draft is going to be this time, I mean, maybe make a note about it and maybe check your emails. But it's all good, though. You got there. No worries.
I did. Here's the problem. I had the auto draft time.
Sure.
Remember, you were logged in. The reason why I had the auto draft that one year, we did it live on air.
Yeah.
Because you were logged in somehow. Remember, I was getting like Milwaukee Brewers stuff.
For sure.
and so I could not get into the draft.
Yeah.
Well, Casey walked me through a little bit. I was like, Casey, what should I be seeing? Because I am logged in on the fantasy app. I have it. I'm logged in. But I don't see anything like where I can start drafting.
Yeah.
Well, I was under a different email.
Oh, well, then.
And so I had to go.
I mean, that's.
And luckily.
Heaven forbid that's my fault, though, that you had a different
email
email
on
it.
Okay. Was your fault.
Okay.
But that's what happened. And how about this? I put the next email in and the password and nailed it.
Okay,
and
there
I
you
got
go.
in.
Nicely done.
I mean, how unusual is that?
There was somebody else that was disappointed, too, because, like, they had the wrong email. I'm like, I don't know what to tell anybody. Like, if you use the email to sign up for fantasy football, that's the email that's going to let you know you have fantasy football draft coming up. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, well, listen.
Next year, Kuz is going to be doing this. That's all I'm going to say. Kuz is going to be the new commissioner next year. So
I think you're doing a great job.
Appreciate it.
I think you just got to have the guts to kick certain people out of the league.
I already did, man. Way ahead of you on that one. Already had to have that conversation with somebody and had to let that poor person go, but it is what it is. We had to get Casey in there.
Yeah. Do you like your team?
I mean, I'll be honest. I have 5 different drafts that I had to do, so I forgot what the ESPN 690 one looks like. But yeah, man, I always like my team. I'm always confident with my picks. Let's be serious here. I always do the due diligence.
I kind of liked my team. I will say this. I tell Ty, because Ty about 7 picks in around quarterback time. I was home by that point, and saying, hey, what do you what do you think here? What should we do? Should we get another receiver? I said, I think it's time to get quarterback. I said, I want Aaron Rodgers. Let's go get Aaron Rodgers. He's like, yeah, but I think Austin's picking. He said, it looks like Kuz is auto-drafting. He's like, you've got other guys in front of that, so nobody's going to take Aaron Rodgers because you have 2 picks and like 5 picks out of the next 5 picks. I was like, fine, all right. Boom. Kuz, I don't know if he jumped in. Or just auto-drafted Aaron Rodgers because he needed a quarterback.
Yeah, must have auto-drafted Aaron Rodgers. I don't think Kuz was on at all.
Yeah, so even though Rodgers wasn't next, it auto-drafted him a quarterback.
Went to him. I got you.
So I ended up with Tom Brady.
Yeah, there's worse quarterbacks to have than the GOAT.
Yeah, no doubt. So hey, we could be joined by a special guest today. I'm going to reserve teasing it in our business, we would say.
Sure.
And just in case it doesn't happen, because that sometimes happens. But I think you'll like the guest coming up within this hour, the 3 o'clock hour, if it does happen according to plan. So that is on the way. What did you make of the college football weekend? We're going to go over the college football stuff a little bit later on. Obviously, we got a ton of NFL to get to. We really want to start with Jags here, even some more in a few minutes. But college football weekend was pretty wild, right? Front to back, Thursday all the way to Monday. I wasn't too entertained by last night's game.
Yeah.
The Notre Dame game was terrific against Florida State. I mean, everything. It had everything. The one game, that game all alone, you could have looked at the weekend and been like, oh, great, this is going to be a loser.
Sure.
Right? Florida State, the way they've been. Notre Dame, we'll see. They might blow them out. That ends up being like the game of the weekend with a ton of different storylines, from Bobby Bowden to Mackenzie Milton to is Florida State back to Brian Kelly after the fact, all those things. I mean, it really was the highlight of the weekend.
It was definitely the highlight of the weekend. And, I think, if we go back 2 years ago and we talk about the COVID-19, the protocols and stuff like that, and when college football came back after a couple conferences said, no, we're not going to play, then we are going to play, I think we all expected it to look different. And in some aspects, it definitely did look different. We saw a lack of defense, to say the least. It was an offensive-driven college football season for the most part. Fast forward to this year, and I think I neglected a little bit, thinking, okay, like it's going to be back to normal now. Like everything's going to be on the same page again. It's going to be the old type of college football. And I get it. It's only one college football week. And much like the preseason, you can't overreact on a lot of these things. But there was a lot of teams out there that just weren't on the same page offensively. There was a lot of teams out there that their defenses play, outplayed their offenses. And I was a little surprised by that. And once again, maybe you can say, did COVID have something to do with it? Did the protocols have something to do with it? But I was surprised by a lot of these high-powered offenses were kind of held in check for the most part, let's just say.
Yeah, I think so, too. Listen, Alabama's still Alabama. We learned that.
Yeah.
Anybody in the Heisman race, you might be out of it.
Sure.
I mean, from Sam Howell to Spencer Rattler wasn't terrible. I thought the other kid was better from Tulane in that game.
Yeah.
If you watched it. I mean, not like, oh, my gosh, I would pick him to win the Heisman better, but the kid played really well, and Rattler was okay. I mean, he was good. The second quarter for Oklahoma was good, but didn't it feel a little bit like same old Oklahoma? Like, are they going to disappoint again this year, even though they say they have the best roster in a decade?
Yeah.
And there's no friction in the Big 12, and they could hardly get by Tulane. We think Iowa State's going to be pretty good. They hardly got by, Northern Iowa?
Yeah.
I mean, the Penn State-Wisconsin game was a good game. It really wasn't a good game. It was kind of like
it was a Big Ten game.
It was a Big Ten game, And sooner or later, you got to. I mean, the people up at the Pickle and everywhere in Wisconsin got to ask themselves: are we going to play modern day football sooner or later?
Oh,
right?
I mean, the plan was to play modern day football, but for whatever reason, Mertz. I mean, when you essentially fumble the ball 3 times on the opponent's 20-yard line, it's not going to turn out well. So yeah, I don't know what that was. And once again, I echoed it when I talked about Florida State and Notre Dame. It's going to be the Jack Cohn show because college football sometimes loves to put it in my face and say, Wisconsin should have never let Jack Cohn go. Well, Jack Cohn shows out. Now maybe he's a Heisman front runner after one game against the Florida State Seminoles.
Yeah, he was pretty good. Corral's good player. He didn't go off for 4 touchdowns, but he threw for whatever. He had 400 total yards. Again, Howell disappoints. DJ Ugalulele.
Mm-hmm.
How did I do?
I think he did all right.
Yeah. Not good. Not good.
No.
Georgia's defense is really good. Like you said it. The reason why you said what you said is because you're highlighted by Georgia Clemson. That was a 10-3 game that felt different than the Penn State-Wisconsin game.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That felt like some studs, man,
Yeah.
playing that defensive front for both sides of the ball.
It did. And I get it. At Georgia, they have a long ways to go still to get to the playoff. But, the way their schedule looks right now, I mean, you beat Florida, you're in, right?
It does feel that way.
Because even if you go to the championship, you lose to Alabama, let's just say a lot of things have to happen.
That's how it played out.
Yeah. And I think in Clemson, not looking good for them now because their schedule is super easy. The ACC, I'm not sure how tough they're going to be this year. I feel like Clemson's already out of the playoff, and we're in week 2 coming up.
It feels like it. A lot of things can happen, but they also have to start going the old school way of style points.
Sure.
Clemson's going to have to start just obliterating people to make you forget about a 10-3 loss. And this kid's kind of, not first game technically, but, to start the era, maybe they'll get away with that. So there's a lot of stuff coming out of college football. Maybe the biggest question is this the turnaround for Florida State? Is it happening in front of our eyes after that performance? We'll talk more college football. Let's get going on a Jags game week right after this. What do you think? How you feeling? Jags going to go 1-0 to start things? We talk about it when we come back. We're live at J-Tech Institute, Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Already a Tuesday here in Jacksonville.
Now, the First Alert Forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly cloudy, hot and humid today. Scattered afternoon shower, thunderstorm with highs in the lower 90s, dropping into low 70s tonight, and partly sunny tomorrow. Scattered showers and thunderstorms will increase some, with highs in the upper 80s to near 90 degrees. I'm TV meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 at Fox 30 Action News Jags.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. Now you can buy like a dealer buys. Save thousands on thousands of diamonds for a limited time at Beard's Diamonds.
The Center for Health and Sports Medicine delivers an individualized 360-degree approach to your health, providing a whole-person approach to primary care and sports medicine. With primary care and sports medicine physicians, mental health counselors, the Sports Performance Lab, and 24/7 on-site state-of-the-art wellness center, all under one roof, they'll work to maximize your health by creating a foundational focus on physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional well-being. The MD VIP program provides even more benefits, like appointment guarantees and after-hour care. Learn more at jacksfamilysportsmed.com.
Mr. and Mrs. Flavor, thank you for joining us.
Great to be here. I'm Barry, the flavor of berry.
I'm Janet. I'm bitter.
And I understand your son is the flavor menthol?
Yes, he's the menthol in a menthol cigarette.
He's such a disappointment. Out there getting people addicted, being used by big tobacco to target black people. He could have been a lozenge.
Menthol cigarettes are harder to quit than regular cigarettes. Find out how to quit today at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Alexa, how do I drive more customers into my business?
First, people will need to hear about you. Then you need to be online where they look for you. Then you need to be involved in the community. Then you need to...
Whoa. I don't have time for that. I need to run my business.
Okay, searching for a local team that can help.
CMG Local Solutions, your local marketing team putting you at the top of mind. Visit cmglocalsolutions.com today and let us take your business to the next level. That's cmglocalsolutions.com or call 904-245-8878.
Many of us have been fortunate to have someone along the way take an interest in our career or another aspect of our life. To a small business owner, it is important to have an objective voice to provide advice or guidance to help identify customers, answer a legal question, or review finances. As the nation's premier organization supporting small businesses, SCORE is always looking for people willing to offer their time and expertise to mentor current or aspiring entrepreneurs. If you're interested in joining our team, go to the volunteer tab at jacksonville.score.org and start sharing your knowledge today.
Hello, you have reached the Crooks R Us training helpline. Today, we're discussing the differences between a safe-touch security system and a do-it-yourself security system.
One's professionally installed and monitored, while the other one comes in a box.
Well, yeah, there's that. As you know, houses with safe-touch security systems are strictly off-limits to us crooks, for many reasons.
Professional installation and monitoring among them.
Correct. And by contrast, alarm systems that come in a box with do-it-yourself installation are a crook's best friend.
Plus, they have DIY monitoring. No comparison to SafeTouch's two-way communicator.
Excellent point. So to sum up, as crooks, you'll want to avoid any house with SafeTouch security. And tell your loved ones, if they're going to buy something that comes in a box, just make it cornflakes.
Only one security system is truly the best. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of SafeTouch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call SafeTouch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Today, I took someone to their first job.
Today, I helped someone get to a medical appointment.
Today, I helped someone see their loved ones.
Today, I took someone to see a concert.
JTA bus operators are professional, trained, courteous, and proud. Become a driver of change. JTA is now hiring bus operators and is offering $10,000 to $15,000 hiring bonuses. On-the-job training provided. CDL training available. To apply, log on to go.jtafla.com/drive or call 904-630-3100. That's 630-3100 to become a driver of change.
Sunday! It's the savings event of the season. Progressive's Home and Auto Bundle Extravafesta Save-a-thon. Your chance to save big by bundling your home and auto insurance. But only this Sunday. Unless you're busy, in which case you can bundle Tuesday. Or if you already have dinner plans, then try Friday. But if the week gets away from you, you can just wait till next Sunday. Because Progressive's Home and Auto Bundle Extravafesta Save-a-thon isn't going anywhere. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
How can I make sure my office never stops working?
With Staples Connect, it's possible.
I need to keep my back office stocked without messing up my bottom line.
Also possible, because Staples Connect has your small business covered with big savings on everything you need. This week, earn 30% back in a Staples store bonus when you spend $85 on ink or $200 on toner. Explore what's new at your local Staples or staplesconnect.com. Staples Connect, the working and learning store. Limit 4 in-store only. Visit staplesconnect.com/store bonus for details. Ends 9/11.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a pricey long-term contract to get in on the action. Well, no more, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide, with plans starting at just $35 a month with no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G for only $299, all on America's best networks. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required, actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Goodyear believes in the power of moving forward. No matter if it's on the track, the court, or the field, movement makes us want to be more. It pushes us to go further, to show the world what we can do. Movement has the unique ability to change our perspective, to challenge us, to work for a better tomorrow. Movement can even bring us together when we're still. Because if we're focused on the next move, we don't have to worry about what's behind us. Goodyear, more driven.
Hey, welcome back, Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Brent Martineau, along with former Jags player, current MMA fighter Austin Lynn. We're here at J-Tech Institute over on the south side and here on a rainy Tuesday. Raining where we are, at least right now. But it's a fantastic Tuesday because football starts for real this week. Thursday night, of course, with the NFL game, Tampa and Dallas. But the one where we have our eyes on will be in Houston, of course, for the Jags and the Texans. And pretty cool right now to be joined in the game week by the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Urban Meyer. And, Coach, we appreciate taking a couple minutes. Quiet Tuesday before it all hits, well, the entire city of Jacksonville. I'm sure it's not quiet in your building, though.
Yeah, it's actually a day off. Our players had 3 days off last week. Was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We went really hard yesterday, and then today off, and then we got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday cleaned up, and let's go play.
Yeah, and get ready to play. And how do you feel about your football team coming out of the month of August? 3 preseason games. You've had to make cuts. You've added a couple of players. You have a young quarterback. What do you think about the 2021 Jacksonville Jaguars you're about to lead on the field?
I made the comment many times throughout, and one of the reasons why I accepted the position is I really like our core players. You know, Josh Allen, Miles Jack, Brendan Linder are just off the top of, the 3 leaders. They're tough guys. They're guys that have put a lot into this organization. They're a couple of those guys were here in 17 when they almost made it to the Super Bowl. They're invested. I love the word investment, and own it is something we say around here. They own Jacksonville. They want to win, and the purest of form. They want to win for 904. They saw City come behind the team in 17. So I like our vets and then our core players, but then I think we really did good in the free agent market. You have Rayshawn, you have Shaq Griffin, you have Carlos Hyde, you have Roy Robertson. So we felt really good about some of the guys we brought in as well. So I'm anxious to go like everyone else.
Coach, when we talk about Trevor Lawrence, obviously in the quarterback position, following your career, I love that no matter where you are in terms of if you went to Florida, you had a guy like Chris Leak. Now, maybe Chris Leak didn't necessarily fit your package of what you wanted to do, but you made the offense work for Chris Leak, and obviously you had a lot of success with him. When you see Trevor Lawrence right now, and it's going into your first year in the NFL, what do you envision so far for this offense of what Trevor can be able to do, and what kind of positions are you going to set him up for him to have success?
That's what I really liked. The 2 coaches I hired. Darrell Bevel was a guy I really thought I was going to go another direction, but I think the word adaptability is what is necessary for coaches. When I hear that we have a system and that player has to fit the system, that's incorrect. That this is a player's game, not a coach's game. So the ability to adapt from a Russell Wilson to a Brett Favre to all the players, Stafford. And then also Brian Schottenheimer, when you look at his background, he's coached, also Russell and Andrew Luck from the Colts. And so that was really important to me to get people that were flexible and do what this player does well. Is he a traditional under center professional quarterback? No. Is he a spread quarterback? Yes. Can he do both? Yes. And that's what we're going to try to do is, do what he does well, but also do what we need to do to win a game. And he's been fantastic. He's a guy that every day you come to work and you look for Trevor Lawrence because you just like being around him.
Jaguars head coach Urban Meyer with us here on Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. You know all about Trevor. You did your homework on him. You kind of covered him when you were doing your TV gig. You obviously spent a lot of time researching him. You've been around him now for a while. Is there something that just elevates him or says, man, that's exactly what I thought he was going to be? Does he ask a question or two? It's like, wow, what's this young kid asking me this kind of question already for? Is there anything anecdotally like that about Trevor that makes you kind of go, wow? Because, Coach, we've been out on the field and we've seen some of the throws, and it makes us go, wow.
Yeah, the skill set is a wow, and he's worked. He realizes it's a wow, that it's an unrefined wow. He's still got so much more work to do, and he realizes that. That'd be hard to coach a guy that, walks around like he's got some answers. He realizes he has minimal answers, really none in the NFL level yet. But the wow moment to me is how refreshing a guy that has a wonderful wife in Marissa. He's strong in his faith. He has zero interest in his life other than his faith, his family, and football. And when I say zero, I mean zero. And he wants to do right by people. Amy will tell you and other people, if someone wants an autograph, this is all about a bigger prize for him. And that's why it's so refreshing to be around a guy like that.
Coach, in terms of the preseason, I've been on a few teams, and each coach I played for kind of handled the preseason differently. As we're getting ready for the regular season game number 1, some coaches would be ready, game planning for the first game of this regular season by preseason week number 3, some by preseason week number 4. Well, now, obviously, you lose a preseason game, you have 3 weeks of the preseason. When do you guys actually say, okay, we're getting ready for Houston now, and we got to stop evaluating the players, or do you evaluate the players all the way up until the last game against Dallas there?
Yeah, I feel each team is different. Lou Holtz used to say that, when you start asking questions about practice or how to manage the off season, teams are living organisms. They change every day. This is the team that went 1-15. This is a team that needed some success. It's a rookie quarterback. We struggled. We didn't do much in the first one. You play a guy a series or 2. That was all new to me. And then the second game, we had 3 and outs, and we gave up a couple scores, and we fought back and played hard. But we really, we want to put Trevor in. We had 5 of our 6 linemen out, but I still put pressure on our coaches. So, we need to see a smile on this kid's face now. And it worked out well in Dallas. The coaches did a nice job. It was a very aggressive game plan. We hit on 3rd and 4, we do an out-and-up double cut for a touchdown. And, that was really important for momentum, for belief, because the quarterback, the most unique position in all the sport, he's going to have a lot of people looking at him in that huddle, and it's not going to be a coach. And those people got to trust that quarterback. So I like where we're at, but this is going to be a long journey.
Yeah, you nailed it, too. He was smiling. I think he even said to you on the sideline there, I was down the sideline that Dallas game. He said, hey, we need a little bit of that confidence. So I think he bought into it, and certainly we'll see if that carries over. Head coach Urban Meyer with us here on Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Urban, are you having fun? You liking this? This has been an interesting move to the NFL for you. Are you still enjoying this? Is it everything you thought it would be? You feel good? All the things that you kind of even wondered a little bit about coming into this, maybe back in December and January?
I actually love it. I love Jacksonville, first of all. Second of all, I don't have a bad guy on my team. I have good people here. I have this organization is, I got to give Shad and Coach Marone credit that, I'm not dealing, since I've been here, I told our staff that's why we got to be very careful of talent acquisition that, I don't want to deal with stuff. I want to coach football. I want to be around players that want to win. We're the most talented team in the league. We're going to find out as we get going here, but that's probably the best thing about this is that I walk in the locker room. I spend half my day walking down the locker room, walking through the training room, spending time with players, getting to know, and that's, from what I hear, that's a little bit unique. But honestly, that's why I do it. I really enjoy getting to know, and that's one of the hard things about when you have to release players and trade players. I talked to Gardner Minshew the other day. I just wanted to get his thoughts on our training room, our weight room. I've always done that. And you get a relationship with players, and that's, the good thing is, Brent, is that we have really good players and really good people here.
Yeah, well, I got a good guy right next to me. I really just want to know where you'd put him in your defense with Joe Cullen, 6'6", 245. You see him out there at training camp. I know you want to yank him on that
Joe,
field,
man.
But,
No.
He has nightmares about Joe,
Coach.
Coach.
Man now. Actually, when I went back and watched him, I think he's still got some tread on those tires. He wants to come give it a swing.
Yeah, well, he's too. Where will you be on this defense, Austin Lane?
Oh, man,
you're on the outside.
I think they call it a tweener, Brent. It's not a good verbiage to use in terms of the word tweener. I've been there before a little bit playing 3-4 defensive tackle at 280 pounds, and you never want to hear the word tweener when you're on the outside looking in.
Let me ask Coach this. I think, Coach, Austin Lane is the most unique resume I've ever seen. He's doing radio shows. He's fighting in the MMA. He's obviously a former NFL player. Do you have a guy that stands out to you like, my gosh, what is this guy doing? He did this and that, and I never thought he'd be doing that. Is there anybody in your – Tebow obviously has played baseball and now trying to play tight end.
And now he's doing first take on ESPN, so he's everywhere.
Is there someone like that in your coaching career?
Yeah, Tebow would be one. As a matter of fact, I'd buy a ticket right now if we get Austin and Tebow in a ring together. And, Tebow's a nice guy, but he I don't know if he can handle it. Probably not many people could handle Austin Lane, but Miles Jack is a guy like that. He comes across as the nicest guy, but his eyes change color now on the practice field, and he goes after you. So.
Coach, you mentioned Joe Cullen a little bit, and obviously I played for him for 3 years, and I know exactly the type of defense that he's bringing to the table. It's going to be relentless. Everybody's going to be held accountable. When we talk about the offensive side of the ball, obviously it's still, I think, a work in progress just because you have some new guys playing together, and you have a guy in Trevor Lawrence who's new to the game as well. I mean, when it's all said and done, and it's week 1 against Houston, we're talking about week 2 possibly, what do you want the identity of that offense to be?
We have to keep the quarterback upright. That's since we started this in January. And to do that, you have to have balance. The NFL, Austin, better than anybody, is that you sit there and tell everybody it's a pass. And I actually spent time with Joe Burrow on the phone in the offseason because I coached him in college. I'm really close with him. I said, how do I help this player? And number one is, he said, have balance. And that's why we went out and got Manhurts. We, drafted Luke Farrell. You can extend the formation with tight ends. And we went and got Carlos Hyde and James, and we had ETN, so we want to be able to run the ball. If we're not able to run the ball, I think it's, it's just to put a young player back there when they're teeing off on you. Defensive ends are too good in this league. So the thing is, if we have balance in offense, we can control the line of scrimmage. That's when things go well for the Jaguars. If it doesn't, then I just don't want to see a quarterback get put in harm's way like that.
I don't want to steal all your time. We got time for 2 more questions. Hopefully, Coach Urban Meyer hanging out with us here on Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. You guys left that first preseason game, and I remember you saying in the press conference, it's like, hey, why do we have to be so vanilla? Maybe we should practice our own stuff. Did you guys stay pretty vanilla? Should we expect some surprises? You never know the first week of the NFL season. It's really odd, and you guys have an advantage there because nobody knows how to coach against Urban Meyer in the NFL, how to coach against Trevor Lawrence in the NFL. Do you think you have somewhat of an advantage there going into week 1?
I do. I think this is going to be a combination offense. This is one of the things, like I told you, was very appealing about Darrell Bevell, is that there's a certain pro formation to him. But when you say pro football really anymore, what do you mean? So is it the I formation, 3 yards, cloud of dust, and play action pass, or are you going to spread formations and stretch the field vertically and horizontally like a spread team? And the answer is yes. We're going to be able to do both, like you said. I think the Texas Dallas game was the best indication. There's certainly a lot of stuff we didn't show, and it wasn't necessarily by purpose. The thing that's amazing to me, you only get 60 plays.
Yeah.
You only get, this is a much faster game than the college game. I mean, I look up and get to the middle of the second quarter, and you only got 2 series in. So you got to be really, I'm on our coaches pretty hard about this. I don't want a bad play now. Don't put our players in bad position. You only get so many plays. So, that's every player is a premium in the NFL.
Is it just football at the end of the day? Are you finding that out, or do you think you will find that out? Is there a big difference, NFL, college? I mean, that has been a big story, obviously, not around just you, but around many others, some that have done well, some that haven't, from Jimmy Johnson to Pete Carroll. Do you look at it as just football?
I do, and especially now since the games have never been more similar. Right now in the history of professional football, and I know I'm not the great historian, but I've talked to a lot of guys about it, that there used to be a world's difference between an 18-year-old in college and a 25-year-old in the NFL. Guess what? It's not that different anymore. There's guys making $1.5 million haven't made a snap in college football now. They're making decisions. They're basically unionized in college now, and you have to coach them much different, like I did the last 5, 6, 7 years. I'm coaching guys I knew when I recruited him that was a $30 million athlete. So you had to coach that player because his value was so high. In the NFL, what's it all about? It's all about value. And then you look at the X and O's, the schematics are, I know it's never been closer, from spread to, defenses you see. So this is a very similar game. The difference is, you have game mechanics that are different. The clock, it's just much faster in the NFL.
We could talk to Urban Meyer all afternoon here on Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. I know you got a busy week. Get ready for a week. These fans in Jacksonville looking for a W on Sunday, and they're ready for it, Coach.
Austin, good to talk to you, Brent. Very good to talk to you.
Thank you. Good luck this week.
Thanks, Coach.
That's Urban Meyer on Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Looks like he's going to set up Tebow and Austin Lane.
I mean, it's going to be on the Jake Paul undercard. Can't wait for that. And also, man, now I might have to change my schedule around, get in the weight room a little bit, maybe put on 10 pounds, and maybe try out an outside linebacker. We'll see what's up.
It's fun to see Urban Meyer. The relationship that he has with players, you can see it out on the practice field. And what's very interesting to me is I've been around Austin a couple of times out on the practice field or near the facility, and we run into Urban Meyer, and he doesn't really want to talk to me. He comes over and talks to Austin because he has this affinity for players. He has this respect for players for what they do. Very interesting. He even talked to Gardner Minshew. Kind of in hindsight, right, to ask him about it and ask him about, hey, what do you think we're doing here, Very interesting.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it's to me that says a lot about the coaching philosophy that Urban Meyer brings to the table, because I think very rarely if you let a guy go, do you ever really stay in contact with him? Now, when you're sitting in that office and they say, hey, we're not going to keep you anymore, or we're going to trade you, it's like, hey, give me a call if you need anything, all that stuff. But then you kind of go your separate ways and you lose touch. But the fact that, he came out and said he's been in contact with Gardner Minshew after he left, I think that speaks volumes. And it speaks volumes about you're on that never-ending journey to try to find an edge to get better. And whether it's asking a former player, hey, what'd you think about the weight room? What'd you think about the facilities? What can we do better? Like, that means something to me. I think that means something to the players because you're always, you're not satisfied. You're always trying to get better. And that speaks testament to Urban Meyer.
I think about Urban Meyer, and I think about a few different things. I go back to the article I wrote about how to fix the Jags, and we just did this. We had our NFL special, and we revisited that. We did that on CBS 47 and Fox 30, and I looked at so many of those items, from communication to who's the boss to give them an identity. And, man, Urban Meyer just checks that box and that box and that box. And now one of them was, hey, get a quarterback. Okay, that's Trevor Lawrence. Cultivate the players that you already have, meaning Ramsey and Ngakoue, who have left here. How do you keep guys like that? Josh Allen, Miles Jack, maybe it's Trevor someday, DJ Chark if he has a big year, James Robinson, who knows, right? How do you cultivate that they want to stay here and play here for you in this city, in this organization? We've seen recent examples that hasn't happened. But I think if you look at the things that I said on that wall that says it all and in that article, I look at kind of cultivate the player relationships. And Urban is so good at that. Like, he is really good at that. And I'll tell you, I give him a lot of credit for being consistent with that. When we met him on Zoom, when he was introduced in January, he pounded that home. Yeah. He was like, whatever's best for the players, best for the players, best for the players, best for the players. And he has illustrated that all the way throughout. And I think they have reciprocated their fondness for that because they were all in on OTAs, 100% participation in a voluntary OTA session in COVID world in this day in the NFL where that just does not happen because it doesn't have to happen. And now you look at some of the buy-in in the locker room and everything else. We'll see, right? Yeah. Now we get to see if all that stuff, and it's not going to be just a 1 week thing. It's not going to be a 1 month thing. This is hopefully going to be a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 year thing in Jacksonville to see if some of those things really work out. But I think the groundwork has been laid, and really it's all about the player. And guess what? And you knew this, and we said it, we predicted it, we thought it was going to happen. He challenged the heck out of those players in camp. They had a hard camp, and I don't think they're mad at him for it either.
No. I mean, obviously, hopefully it pays off week 1 against the Houston Texans then because you can see all that hard work come to fruition. If you go back to that conversation that we just had, and there are a lot of things that stuck out to me a little bit. And I think coming from the college levels and then taking some time off and actually covering the game and kind of getting a different perspective, because that's what I've done. It's one thing to always be in that locker room and to kind of surround yourself in a bubble of how the game of football is ran. And then all of a sudden you take a step back and you cover the sport of football, you're left with a different perspective. And I think that's what happened with Urban Meyer here, and he said that magic phrase that I always preach on this show where he's not going to try to make this offense fit him, right, of what he wants to do. He's going to take with the guys that he has and make the offense work for them. And I think that speaks volumes because you obviously had a plan with Travis Etienne. You've preached speed, time and time again. Well, you lose Travis Etienne for the year, and all of a sudden, it's going to take a hit in that locker room. So things are going to change a little bit. But I like the fact that he kept on saying adaptability because I'm such a big proponent of that. And he said it himself. Every NFL franchise has great players. Now, some they have more great players than other teams. But at the end of the day, it's how do you use those great players to get the most success out of your team? And I think right now what you gauge what Urban Meyer is saying, it may not be exactly what I want, but we're going to make it work for us.
Well, I go back to the excitement when Urban Meyer was hired, the acknowledgement that everybody in town knew they were getting Trevor Lawrence. Well, here you are, folks. Here you are, Jags fans. Here you are, Jacksonville. Here you are, everyone in the Southeast. Here you are, NFL. We're about to see it unfold. And I think there's plenty of reason to be excited about it. The last question I asked him, is there really a difference? Is there that much of a difference? You know how I think sometimes. Yeah. I think we overdo the whole secrecy of the game. I think we're trying to reinvent the wheel. I understand there are competitive edges, and I acknowledge that with, I think, nobody really knows what to expect. We don't even know what to expect from the personnel on defense, and we've been at practices. We don't know what they're actually going to look like on offense. That's an advantage. I get it. That's an advantage for the first couple of weeks. But seriously, it's football. You know, you're coaching football players. You're getting the best out of football players. That's your job to do. That's what you hope to be able to do. I don't think it's that different. We'll find out. Maybe I'm wrong. It has been different for some, okay? But I think what Urban has been consistent at is saying, you know what? It's as close as it's ever been together. And I think the examples he gave are right on the money. I mean, from the Ohio State kid getting $1.4 million before he takes a snap to today's player, right? Yeah. So he understands it. He gets the player. I think that's the most important part. And relationships matter to him. So I'm excited for it. We appreciate Coach Urban Meyer joining us on the show. We've been trying to set that up for a long time. Again, had nothing to do with me. It's all about Austin. He just wants to talk to Austin. But hey, the bottom line is, forget about all the NFL stuff that came out of it. We came out with Tebow Austin Lane.
No, we aren't going down this road.
From draft class to the cage.
Despite Urban Meyer's best Don King impersonation, that fight's not going to happen, all right? Because Tim Tebow would be the only guy I'm in a cage or in a ring with. I'm going to apologize every single time I hit him in the face.
I was going to say, would you not
dude,
want to
I'm
hit
so
Tebow?
Sorry. No, I don't want to hit Tebow. You kidding me? I don't want that bad juju on my conscience. No, sir. No, sir.
Well, thanks for Coach Urban Meyer coming on. Hopefully we can do that again down the road. Hopefully it's coming off some wins as well. Don't know what to expect, but that's kind of what we're building toward this week. It's going to be a lot of fun in Jacksonville as the NFL season gets underway. We're live at J-Tech Institute here on a Tuesday. Thanks for hanging out with us. More Jags talk coming up. Urban Meyer did say something interesting yesterday. I didn't want to just ask the same questions as we're asking his news conference, but Cisco Wingard, that's an interesting one. I mean, that's got the attention of the fan base right now. Who's going to start at safety? Why would they maybe go with Wingard? I want you to shed some light on that, maybe, Austin. And then we got some college football talk along the way. Got to pay off our picks. Uh-oh. Having some fun on a rainy Tuesday here in Northeast Florida. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
What's up? It's Casey of Action Sports Jacks. If you can't catch the show live, just search Action Sports Jacks wherever you get your podcasts to make sure you don't miss moments like this.
Now, keep in mind, you're sitting next to Mr. Thanksgiving right now because I absolutely stuffed the stat column.
You sure did.
And they called me Mr. Thanksgiving.
Nobody called you that.
I don't want to brag.
You called yourself that, maybe.
I don't want to brag. We're talking 4 points.
Yep.
We're talking 2 rebounds.
Yep.
We're talking a steal.
Okay.
We're talking a block.
Yep.
And I almost broke a guy's ankle. I'm just saying, if you find yourselves around some Jacksonville Giants and all of a sudden one of them starts saying, is that stovetop dressing?
Oh, jeez.
What is that? What is that? Is that cranberry sauce? Oh, Mr. Thanksgiving's in the house. And that's who you know they're talking about me.
It's a new approach to healthcare. The Center for Health and Sports Medicine is built on the pillars of health: physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional, with primary care sports medicine physicians, mental health counselors, an advanced diagnostics lab for wellness and sports medicine, and 24/7 on-site state-of-the-art fitness facility, all under one roof. What does this mean for you? As a Center for Health and Sports Medicine patient, you'll receive medical care in a collaborative, proactive, goal-oriented manner. In other words, everything they do is centered around you. Learn more at jacksfamilysportsmed.com.
Hey, boss, just got done with Case in Neighborhoods. Hey, have you noticed more Safe Touch security signs in yards lately?
No, I'll bet it's because of back to school.
Back to school?
Yeah. See, back in the old days, parents who worked in the afternoon had no idea when Junior got home from school, right?
Yeah. Oh, but now with Safe Touch, the app lets him know exactly when he walks in the door.
Right. Parents love it. And Safe Touch video monitoring can show him exactly who the precious angel is walking in with.
Oh, I get it. Safe Touch is like an extra pair of eyes for mom and dad.
Right. So the kids are never home alone.
And parents are never away from home.
Precisely. It's also one more reason why we crooks got our golden rule: stay away from Safe Touch houses. Simple as 2 + 2.
Crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call Safe Touch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
I love football and I love chicken wings. Hey, everybody, this is Brent Mortno. We are a lot alike, right? You love football and you love wings. Let's win the week with Extreme Wings Sports Grill. 4 locations in Jacksonville, Atlantic Boulevard, Ocean Way, 210 in St. Johns County, and the new location on Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jacks, serving up the freshest, never frozen, world-famous extreme hot wings to Jacksonville since 1999. We like football. We like wings. We love a good deal. To celebrate the grand opening of the Extreme Wings Roosevelt location, get 6 wings, french fries, and a drink for just $12.99 at the Roosevelt location. 6 wings, french fries, and a drink, just $12.99. Active military gets special discounts: jalapeno ranch, Caribbean jerk, spicy blue cheese, lemon pepper, so many flavors to choose from. And of course, they can make them extreme if you want. Plenty of space at Extreme Wing Sports Grill locations. If you're looking for a place for the entire team, try Extreme Wing Sports Grill. I love it. You'll love it. 4 locations in Jacksonville, including Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jacks.
For the ones who are always in the know.
Delivery confirmed.
For the ones who keep things running. For the innovators and the problem solvers. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, experienced staff at local branches, and free access to experts to help answer your toughest questions. So whatever challenge you face, we have the knowledge and products to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What's stopping you from getting the original Peloton bike?
I need flexibility with my workouts.
Choose from thousands of classes available 24/7.
It's hard for me to stay motivated.
Programs, artist series, and badges keep you reaching new goals.
45-minute bike boot camp, 30-minute hit ride.
My 45-minute hip-hop ride. You get all that? For how much?
The original Peloton bike is now at its best price ever. Get game-changing cardio at a new game-changing price. The original Peloton bike, now $400 less. Learn more at onepeloton.com.
Quitting tobacco isn't easy. In all honesty, it's a very hard thing to do. The good news is, Tobacco-Free Florida is here to help you quit your way. When you call Tobacco-Free Florida's phone quit service at 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW, you'll connect to a quit coach who will help you assess your addiction. You may also qualify for free nicotine patches or gum. So call us at 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW to double your chances of success. No judgments, just help.
Is your home not feeling very new anymore? Sick of that pink bathroom tile, popcorn ceilings, a stove older than you are? Whether it's repairs or reno, finance it smart with a Honeydew HELOC from 1-to-1 Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union, where you can borrow up to 90% of your home's appraised value. You've got good taste, but your block counters ain't cheap. So get to work and open a Honeydew HELOC with 1-to-1 Financial. When you do, we'll send you a free handyman tool set to get started. Apply online at 121fcu.org. Federally insured by NCAA.
The NFL is on. Key, Jay, and now Max Kellerman.
Here's a guy that you drafted in the first round that you think could potentially be the successor to Aaron Rodgers in the future, but could he at least be a damn backup?
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Weekday mornings at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
That was part of the reason why I took the job. I think there's good players here. You know, I think there's they didn't necessarily play well all the time, but you know, I studied this thing hard, and I think we have good players here in Jacksonville. And regardless, as we move forward, I think we're good players that are going to play better. And, you know, we add some key pieces in free agency. Then obviously the NFL draft, we got the quarterback, and there's going to be some other guys going to be involved in the first game. But I believe in some of our core players here.
Well, Urban Meyer has been very consistent about that. He likes his team, and I think the waiver wire kind of showcases that a little bit. Urban Meyer just joined us here on Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 short time ago. Very good to have the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars on with us here on a game week for the Jaguars in the first game of the Urban Meyer era, of course, which is tied at the hip to the Trevor Lawrence era. Call it what you want. It's a big deal, and hopefully it's the start of the turnaround and something big here in Jacksonville. We are live from JTech Institute, from here to a career, jtech.org. You can see it right behind us if you're watching on our Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch feeds. But if you're listening out there, jtech.org. Second time we've been to JTech. It's a very cool place, and we'll continue to share more information about J-Tech. Brent Martineau, along with Austin Lane and Casey back in studio, pushing all the buttons. We've been working on getting Urban Meyer on. I'm just going to be honest with everybody. I was really nervous for a moment because it is absolutely pouring here. And I'm great. We'll get Urban Meyer on, and then we'll, get hit by, an electrical storm.
Sure. Yeah.
So it was good to get him on. Hey, he said something yesterday in his news conference. Andrew Wingard, Andre Sisco kind of battling out, was not committal to who's going to start at safety next to Rayshon Jenkins. And, oh, baby, the fan base. It's my.
Yeah.
Andrew Wingard's going to do what? Listen, Andrew Wingard's on the roster, we believe, because of special teams.
Yes.
Andrew Wingard, I've said, and this is no disrespect to the young man, because I felt bad for several players over the years that have experienced this too. Sometimes you're a link to the past. Sometimes you're a link to 1 in 15 and some plays that stand out. And I think Wingard has a little bit about that in him. And I think that's why the fan base – I don't think – my point being, I don't think the fan base knows if he's even a good player or not, you know?
I mean, yeah, but when you say he's linked to 1 in 15, well, he's also linked to some pretty bad plays from a 1 in 15
and that's
team,
my point,
right? I mean,
Luke Jokel was always linked to bad years because of some of the bad plays.
Of course.
I'm not saying it's not on him.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that's the link we have. Listen, there are a lot of players from last year that are linked to 1 in 15. But if I asked you a player that kind of represents 1 in 15, a lot of people would come up with a guy like Wingard because some of the plays that were made at times.
No, without a doubt. And you're not going to say guys like Josh Allen or something like that because, you saw the good from a player like that. I think with Wingard, the safety position, it's one of those positions kind of like the offensive line where you don't know they're doing good, but they're doing bad. Right, because
good call.
When they're doing bad, home run balls are getting given up, or when you're doing bad, you miss a tackle and all of a sudden it breaks out for 50-something yards, or you have a pass interference penalty. Like those are signs that it's not going so good. And I think with Wingard, he was associated with a lot of those plays of that nature. So. I'm a little surprised that he is getting the start as of now. Obviously Sisco was a guy that Joe Cullen came out and said, he's good, but he's not ready yet. And I don't think Joe Cullen had any reason to lie to anybody. One could say, well, why didn't you keep Jared Wilson then? Because I think we'd feel more confident with Jared Wilson going out there as opposed to Wingard. But
Daniel Thomas
obviously,
too.
And Daniel Thomas as well. But obviously, whether it's the mentality, whether it's more special teams, but they see something. I'm they're not going to put the worst possible player out there at the safety position. They see something with Wingard over Sisco right now.
Yeah, and it's an interesting deal. Again, we don't know. They basically the nature of that conversation yesterday from Urban Meyer coming off the weekend was it's an or. They have this thing on the depth chart where they'll either put a guy named Trevor Lawrence as quarterback 1, but for a while in August he was Trevor Lawrence or Gardner Minshew, right? Because they hadn't necessarily decided. Well, it's the same right here with Wingard and Sisco. It's Wingard or Sisco.
Yeah.
And so people were a little stunned coming out of yesterday, just kind of figured that it's going to be Sisco. We've seen him play pretty well in the preseason. I wonder what the holdback would be. Maybe there's some mental things in terms of the understanding of the defense right now, the trust that other people might have in a young player like that. They're already pretty young in their secondary, right? Tyson Campbell, C.J. Henderson hasn't played a ton of football.
Sure.
And you got a couple of veterans back there. So Wingard has been around the league. Is that maybe more of a comfort zone because he's been through some of the battles? I don't know.
Well, and to me what it comes down to, and it's something that I've echoed a lot, we think that Jenkins is going to be, he's your strong safety. Okay. But it's going to look a lot different than what you're accustomed to seeing if you follow the 4-3 defense. It's all right, you got a free safety, you got a strong safety. Strong safety's on the box, free safety's playing center field. Easy as that. This defense of how it's going to operate isn't that simple. There's going to be a lot more calls. It's going to look a lot more complex. All of a sudden, free safety is going to be in the box, and all of a sudden, a strong safety may be playing center field. So it's going to be an interchangeable position, what I feel like is going to happen with this Joe Cullen coach defense. So if you put that into play, it's a lot more on your plate to learn in terms of the scheme and in terms of the calls. And one can wonder right now with Sisco, is he there yet? Because he's going to have a lot of things come on his plate. And if we're talking about a guy who, he's got his head in a beehive, like Quincy Williams once put it, well, the last thing you want to happen is all of a sudden, an 80-yard touchdown pass occurs because, the safety wasn't in the right spot because he got the wrong call. So I think from a mentality standpoint, I think from a standpoint of knowing this defense and knowing the calls, I think it actually is an advantage for Wingard right now just because I think it's a lot to ask a rookie trying to get back in playing shape once again to know everything right away on this defense.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I guess what alerted me is, first of all, the Wingard part of it. I know fans are like, whoa. Although I got one of Ty's buddy has a Wingard shirt, and he really just wants to get it signed.
I didn't know they had Wingard shirts.
I didn't either.
Okay.
But he's got a Wingard shirt somehow, and he responded yesterday to me, Dewey. Yeah. He loves him. So it's not all bad, I guess, out there. But well, here's, I guess, the surprise part to me, Austin. We thought, and I wondered if Cisco could play from a physical standpoint coming off the ACL at Syracuse.
Sure.
If he'd be ready. That's about the time frame, but are you ready to play at the NFL after all this time out? Well, he proved in the month of August. I thought he was flying around at practice. I thought he made some nice plays even deep into some of those games in the preseason. And so I was like, wow, this guy's ready, man. He's ready. But maybe he's not ready, just not from a physical standpoint. It's not anything to do with physical. It's more just, hey, he's a younger guy and still trying to grasp some of the stuff and play fast and all that. Maybe that's it. Or you know what? Maybe he rolls out there with the ones on Sunday.
Yeah, we really have no idea. But, and that goes back to Wilson, though, again, a little bit, where if we're talking about the mental capacity and learning this defense, well, you always got the feeling that Jared Wilson was a guy that, took his craft very seriously in terms of studying and getting ready for his opponent. And one could think that in terms of learning the playbook, he would have no issues with that. So maybe it is a little more mental on Andre Cisco's part. Maybe it's still a physical limitation as well. But it's like you said. I mean, it's not first team, second team. It's or. And when we put the or next to it, it's left for interpretation.
Let me give you one small thing that this also could be. Remember how long it took Trevor Lawrence to get the job at QB?
Yeah.
Could this be, hey, we want one more really good practice out of Andre Cisco. We want Cisco to make sure he comes back in good shape after these 3 days off, Sure. We want to make sure he's ready to go and on point and being pushed, and it's not there. No, I got it type of thing, right? I'm ready to go. I wonder if that could be a little bit a part of it.
Somebody go on Cisco's Instagram right now. Was he in Vegas or anything for the weekend? was he partying? Someone go on his Instagram right now and let me know.
I don't think so. I've talked to him
Hopefully
a little
not.
bit. It doesn't seem like
no?
I doubt it. I think he's an all-business kind of guy.
Good. We're probably watching film. Does some bench presses, whatever he's got to do. I like it.
We're fired up here 1 week into a game week, 1 hour into a game week here on Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Jags and Houston Texans Sunday in Texas. We'll be there for it. We got much more to talk about it here on the way on just today, but the rest of the week, and some college football chatter as well here on ESPN 690. We're live from J-Tech Institute, jtech.org. Check it out.
Koala Insulation. Hey, I'm Carrie.
And I'm Bruce. We're the owners of Koala Insulation. Did you know that according to the Department of Energy, heating and cooling account for almost half of the home's energy use and expense? As the heat of the summer drags on, stop wondering if you have an insulation problem and call us for a free evaluation. We don't quote over the phone or just poke our heads up in your attic. We do a full evaluation to include attic ventilation needs as well as insulation. We started our insulation business because we wanted to help people save money on those energy bills, reduce their carbon footprint, and live a healthier life.
Give us a call at 904-679-6282. That's 904-679-6282 or online at koalainsulation.com.
Koala Insulation. Clean, knowledgeable, and trusted.
When you think about Jacksonville, you think about a city that is surrounded by water. And being by water afforded Jacksonville to have one of the largest container ports in the entire country. And another fun fact that RV sales are at all-time high right now. But what does this all mean? What am I getting at? It means that there's high-paying jobs available for those that know the ins and outs of the marine side and of the land side of recreational vehicles. And this is where J-Tech comes into play. J-Tech offers a program where you can learn about the diagnostic procedures and effective repair methods of a variety of recreational vehicles, including motorhomes and RVs, power boats, jet skis, diesel and gasoline, outboard and inboards, and much more. And they also help prepare students to take the Yamaha certification exam, which is required in the Marine Maintenance Certification Program. To learn more about J-Tech, visit jtech.org or call them at 904-483-9460. Ask for Hank to set up an appointment to tour the campus or get your questions answered. That's 904-483-9460 or visit jtech.org.
The Center for Health and Sports Medicine delivers an individualized 360-degree approach to your health, providing a whole-person approach to primary care and sports medicine. With primary care and sports medicine physicians, mental health counselors, the sports performance lab, and 24/7 on-site state-of-the-art wellness center, all under one roof. They'll work to maximize your health by creating a foundational focus on physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional well-being. The MD VIP program provides even more benefits like appointment guarantees and after-hour care. Learn more at jacksfamilysportsmed.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's opponents on Man versus Train. At the crossing, we have Rick, a 175-pound frustrated man who's running late for work. And on the tracks, we have Bull, a million-pound freight train that takes a mile to stop. Let's see who comes out on top.
You can't beat a train, so don't try. Stop. Trains can't. Paid for by NHTSA.
Are you the parent of a 2 to 7-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting free radio offer. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse, the Parents' Choice Award-winning online learning program that's actually changing the lives of early learners everywhere.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
Right now, we're offering a special radio promo to try it free for a month, but you have to go to abcmouse.com/radio to claim your free month. That's abcmouse.com/radio.
Sponsored by Age of Learning.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anna Jar and Levine studios. Anna Jar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
To worry about what's behind us. Goodyear, more driven. This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. 2 days before the NFL season opener against the Buccaneers, Cowboys coach Mike McCarthy replied, "We'll see," when asked about the availability of guard Zach Martin, who tested positive for COVID-19. He needs 2 negative tests in a 24-hour period to be eligible to play Thursday in a game that likely kicks off what will be an undefeated season for the Bucs, who will repeat as champs, believes Pro Football Hall of Famer Tony Gonzalez.
This could be one of the best teams, if not the best team in NFL history. And they got everybody coming back. Like you said, for all the reasons, they got a year underneath their belt now with that offense and Tom Brady pulling the trigger. I don't see anybody beating this team, and I don't see how you could. It's almost unfair.
Tony Gonzalez on Greeny with Mike Greenberg. Steelers coach Mike Tomlin expecting that tomorrow edge rusher TJ Watt will participate in a team practice for the first time this season. Tomlin optimistic that the star outside linebacker, who does want a new contract, will get a deal done with the Steelers. To this point, Watt has been at every single practice, but has only worked out individually.
Power your big ideas during Dell's Labor Day event by taking advantage of limited quantity deals. Save up to $300 on select Dell XPS computers and Alienware systems, powered by Intel Core processors, and all with free shipping. Just call 800-BUY-DELL. That's 800-BUY-DELL.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anna Jar and Levine studios. This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
Exciting first game, proud of our players, coaches. It was actually cool, once I started to sit back and watch and see them get all the credit instead of it panned to me, so when they make the plays and the assistant coaches and the players did an unbelievable job tonight. So great start to get 1-0.
Who is that? That was Kiffin.
Lane Train.
Because he wasn't there.
Hey, by the way, Mississippi State, you all good?
I think they won. 1-0.
Yeah, are you all good though? Mississippi State?
I know.
You all good?
Needed like 3 fourth-quarter touchdowns.
Okay.
That was their biggest comeback in school history, by the way.
Was it really? I didn't know that. Okay. Just making sure you're all good.
Sheesh.
Just making sure we're all good, because you know that Lane Train is rolling right now.
I know they got a good. What was our bet there?
In 3 years, Lane Kiffin will have a more impressive record than the Mississippi State coach.
Yeah. I need Mike Leach. Yeah, I need Corral to graduate. By the way, I know the quarterback Will Rogers for Mississippi State.
Sure.
He went to the same high school as Gardner. in Brandon, Mississippi. And so when he grew up around Gardner Minshew, and so when we went to do the story in Brandon, Mississippi on Gardner, we actually interviewed him for the story. He was like a high school senior, and he always worked out with Gardner like in the weight room and stuff.
Was he committed at the time?
He was. Yeah, he had just committed to Mississippi State.
Gotcha.
You know, that was part of the thing. Mississippi State's like the hometown school.
Yeah.
I mean, Mississippi's right there too.
But
that was the big thing about Minshew. Like, they didn't give him a call. Southern Miss, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, none of them wanted him. And
been there, man. I've been there.
Yeah, and so that was kind of part of the story. But I think he played pretty well in that game, even though, I mean, again, I forget who they even played. It was somebody it was like Norfolk State or something.
Something like that, yeah. But no, I mean, I've
but
been
we
there.
ring the bell at 1-0,
shout out to Brett
right,
Bielema,
neighbors?
by the way.
By the way, I'm happy for the neighbors because it was their birthday. Both of them had a birthday over the weekend.
Dang.
And so
party.
Mississippi State losing would not have been good.
It would have put a damper on everything.
And life is good because they're Jags fans, but they're also Saints fans. They're from the area.
Oh, they going to the game?
Go see the Saints on Sunday,
cool.
too.
Right on.
So life is good for the neighbors right
nice.
now.
Yeah.
Might not be after next Saturday with Mississippi
For
State.
sure. Well, hey, I'm going to be there Sunday rocking my cheese head and screaming as loud as I can because after the whole thing of that article came out trying to badmouth Jacksonville, I just became the biggest Packers fan ever. Yeah. So now I'm calling family, friends, relatives from the pickle. Join me at the slap, and let's do a Packers tailgate and let's show New Orleans what we're all about.
Hey, Casey, you play a little golf, right?
Yeah.
All right. So we were over at the Furyk and Friends golf tournament media day.
We were.
We're gonna have a little bit more on that coming up. It's gonna be at Timuquana next month. Is the tournament really cool? I mean, they've got a lot of good stuff in the works. It's a Champions Tour event, and it'll be great here in town in early October at one of the best golf courses in the area, no doubt, Timuquana. So from a golf standpoint, I don't get to play Timuquana a lot.
Okay.
We have over the years a bit here and there, but not a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So they had a media day, and Casey chose not to play. But I was going to play 9 holes because I knew I had to hustle to radio. Well, then I got out a little bit earlier than anticipated. And so the question here becomes, it's a little bit of a humble brag, but at the same time, it's a real question. If you're shooting the round of your life with 4 holes to go, do you leave and come to the radio show?
No.
Well, I had all the equipment.
Yeah. I would not have been a happy camper if you would have stayed to finish your round of golf and you picked that over the show. When I'm sitting here wondering, hey, where's the camera and where's the access and where's everything that we need to get this show running here?
Yeah, if it was in studio, guess what you were about to get? A phone call. I'll be there a little bit later. But at the same time, I would have had to leave anyway, because then it was this afternoon where I confirmed Urban was coming on the show.
Yeah.
And I knew it was around 3:15-ish.
Yep.
And so I was like, the record round just wasn't meant to be.
No, for sure.
Record round wasn't meant to be. So
what did you shoot, though?
Well, the guys, they told me, in my group, they were like, hey, you should just leave now. You're in a tough spot, okay? 9 holes in.
Yeah.
I actually had a birdie on 9 to shoot 1 under and just missed on the front 9. Now, that's not how I play, okay? I can occasionally, I'll break 80, but I usually am in the low 80s.
Okay.
And I shot even par. Legit even par.
On the 9
front.
holes? Okay.
Okay?
Wow.
And so, I mean, I'm playing really good. Really good golf. This wasn't lucky mistake. I mean, I'm just hitting every green, and everything's right down the middle. One time I had to get up and down. So I'm like, all right. They said, you're in a tough spot because you're probably not going to – you could leave and be happy right now.
Yeah.
But you could be missing out on the round of your life if you don't make the turn.
Sure.
And so they talked me into it. They're like, all right, let's see if we can play super fast. I'm like, I'll start sprinting if I start with 3 birdies on the backside.
Yep.
Well, I didn't really, but I was like, what was I when I left? I was 3 over through 5 holes on the back.
Okay.
So I had 4 holes to go.
Okay.
And I just wasn't going to make it.
Sure, just left happy, Brent. And speaking of
but
leaving,
there's a really good chance that I make double coming in, and then I shoot don't even break 80.
Okay, yeah.
And then I'm really pissed.
No, for sure.
Then I'm not even showing up to anything.
Yeah. Well, and and that's your golf talk, and that's great. And speaking of breaking records, actually, AEW All Out was this past weekend.
Yeah,
Daniel Bryanson
Yes.
makes an appearance. Adam Cole made an appearance. Ruby Soho makes an appearance. A big night for AEW, and probably their best pay-per-view to date. And CM Punk had his first match, looked fantastic. Mwah, chef's kiss. So yeah, that's your wrestling talk, because we got to balance it out with Brent's golf talk.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah.
By the way, that is a big night for AEW.
I was. Let's just say I was surprised. Yeah, I mean they're pulling all the stops now.
The crazy thing is, I don't even know who this guy showed up. Danielson or
you know who he is? He's the guy that goes yes.
he's that guy.
Yeah.
Had he gone somewhere, or has he come over from WWE?
Yeah. He came over. Oh yeah,
okay.
yeah,
That was the story.
yeah. So he used to go by Daniel Bryan. Now it's Daniel Bryanson.
Oh, that's why.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's his name now for AEW?
Daniel Bryanson.
Isn't it Brian Danielson? Since
I'm
that's
sorry,
his actual
Brian
name?
Danielson. My bad. I just butchered
Brian
it.
Danielson.
Brian
but he
Danielson.
used to be Daniel Bryan.
Correct.
Okay. So he's got a whole character. So when I actually left the other radio station, I should have changed my name.
What'd you go with?
I have no idea. Brentano Martino.
Trent, something. I don't know.
Brentano Martino.
I like that. Brentano
Right?
Martino. That'd been money.
My old mentor used to always call. I have no idea why he called me that.
Okay.
Said Brentano Martino. I mean, we're from
I'm not
Italian
mad at
world
that.
there in Providence, but
I'm not mad at that.
No, might have played pretty well, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to stereotype you, but if the new season of Sopranos comes out, that might be a character. I would watch that show.
It could happen.
I would watch that show.
All right. So anyway, I made it to the radio show. No record round.
Yep.
But what could have been?
What could have been?
What could have been? God, that golf course is so good, though. Anyway, I digress. Casey, let's go around college football. I've asked this question. What was the best college football game of the weekend? How would you answer it?
Whew. I mean, the Florida State game's up there.
Well, most people are saying Florida State, Notre Dame, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
around
yeah,
here, that makes a lot of sense. By the way, I hope you listened on ESPN 690.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, you know what else? Somebody else just said the second might have been UCF the other night. The UCF game was fantastic.
Yeah. Yep.
It was really good. Now, that was super late. I don't know how many people stayed up to watch that.
Yeah.
Because it started so late. I mean, listen, from a football standpoint, entertainment standpoint, Wisconsin-Penn State was good. I just didn't think it was a well-played game.
Brent, it was 0-0 at halftime.
I know.
And even I like running the ball, and even I like, a hard-fought defense. But 0-0 is a little ridiculous.
Yeah, but when you're throwing up all over yourselves, too, it's not really good football. Wisconsin kind of did that.
No, for
Casey,
sure.
what do you think? Was it definitely FSU? I mean, listen, FSU
Georgia,
Notre Dame was unbelievable.
Yeah, I think Georgia-Clemson, was a low-scoring game, has to be warranted a little bit just because two high-caliber teams.
Everybody was like, hey, snooze fest, or some people that I talked to. I didn't get that.
Yeah.
I didn't get that out of Clemson, Georgia. I thought that was high-quality defense. Now, listen, it wasn't unbelievable offense.
Yeah.
But I thought it was high-quality defense. So, Casey, is it FSU Notre Dame for you, or did you like one better?
FSU Notre Dame, and this is coming from somebody that before I worked at this station did not watch FSU football because I'm a Gator fan, but I could not turn away from FSU. When they were down a lot before Mackenzie Milton came in, I was on my phone and on my computer, and then they started coming back and I was locked in. I couldn't do anything else. Well,
it had everything, really. And Casey, I know you're going to get to this, but we're probably eating up one of the questions. I mean, you have the Bobby Bowden stuff, right? All the tributes and the halftime. I mean, how often do you stay for a halftime?
Yeah.
It's Amazing Grace and spelled out Bobby. I mean, it was terrific, extremely well done. It was cool to see Doak Campbell back and rocking.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, it was a little surprising in the beginning when they took the lead, 2017. It was a lot surprising when they went down 38-20 and came back and made it the game. We all thought, all right, see you later, empty stands for the final 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. It was not that. And then you get the Mackenzie Milton part, which is right out of Disney, of course, and you add that element. And then we also get this, right? Forget about the Brian Kelly stuff after. I'm not too consumed with that. But it is Notre Dame. And I think Brian Kelly's done an unbelievable job at Notre Dame.
Sure.
And then the nice thing about it, if you're just more casual, not diehard, I root for this team or that team fan, is you do now ask yourself, hey, could Florida State be coming back? Could they be turning around? I'm not saying they're back now. That's not it. But is Mike Norvell the right guy? Did they do things in that game that say, wow, that's going to turn? They had recruits there, and a lot of them. Did that mean a lot, seeing Doak Campbell like that and the effort that they put out? I mean, it comes down to a kick, right? That's it. I mean, you could easily have won that game. And, of course, if you win that game, it does even more for you. But it did a lot for Florida State. So I think Florida State, you're not wrong. Florida State, Notre Dame, it had everything.
It did have everything. And, I mean – It's weird because we always get in the talk of, oh, it's the same old Jaguars, right? I mean, I think maybe the first preseason game or second one, we kind of said, oh, what's changed? And then, you play Dallas. It's like, all right, this is different. This looks new, and this looks exciting. From what I saw kind of in the beginning a little bit from Florida State in terms of, I think we all thought McKenzie Milton was going to be the starter.
We did.
Right? And then all of a sudden, they bring out Travis, and it's like, okay, well, let's see where this gets us. And then, he does he's okay, and it's like, oh, okay, this is kind of the same old Florida State again. But then they start putting up points. And then, they come out after halftime, and Notre Dame puts 21 on them. All right, well, that's the game. But then what happens? They stage a comeback. They stay true to who they are. They start running that counter a little more, and it worked out well. And they started putting up points of their own in the fourth quarter. And it was like, we got ourselves a game here, folks. And then McKenzie Milton does come in. That was a magical moment itself. I think right now is that you're starting to see a little more swag. You're starting to see a little momentum start to build for Florida State. And that's what you want to see. Now, had they turned over a new leaf? I mean, I'm not ready to say that after one game, especially game number 1 of the college football season. But I will say this. In terms of the job that Norvell's done right now, well, you saw what he did against Notre Dame. Okay, now build upon that. But also in terms of recruiting, he's got a great recruiting class already coming in.
Next year is already coming
in. Next year.
You're right.
And
he just held a lot of those guys on Sunday night.
Exactly. And that is a very important thing in the sport of college football. So you saw what he did against Notre Dame. You went toe-to-toe with the top 10 team, and you also have a recruiting class coming in. Yeah, I think if you're a Seminole fan right now, there is a lot to like for the future. It may not be perfect this season, obviously, but there is a lot to like for the future.
I think this is a big game against Jacksonville State in a weird way, okay? I don't mean to win. They better win it. But I think I think you got to go thump them. Like, I think you got to do what teams that are Power 5 teams do. Like, I think that, and you got to follow up a performance and play pretty good football. I can play perfect. You're not perfect, okay? You have flaws at Florida State right now. But I think this is a game that you want to continue to build off that, get an easy W, and then start trying to beat some teams and see if you can play consistent good football. Casey, I've hijacked the segment here. Are you going to ask us about the quarterbacks at FSU?
That is what I'm going to ask you. But mostly what I'm going to ask you is, I tweeted when FSU was down big, McKenzie Milton must not be as healthy as we thought he was. Then we see him go in and he plays. So I guess the question is, you saw him, Brent, you saw him practice at UNF. Did we all think this guy's healthier than he was, or did simply Jordan Travis just win the job and then Mike Norvell realized that might have been a mistake?
Well, I think it's twofold. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but this is what I believe happened. I believe, one, if you want to commit to a guy that's been in the program anyway. You've seen what Jordan Travis has gone through. You've seen what he's battled through, how he's elevated his game, how he's bought into what you're doing as a new head coach. Mm-hmm. And I think Mike Norvell, in that sense, wants to give him the benefit of the doubt, not just a guy who hasn't played in 3 years and obviously had a terrific career, but comes in and he is the Disney story, but he just doesn't want to hand that guy the job. Mm-hmm. So I think there's a little element deep down in everybody. It's like, listen, man, this kid's been working his butt off. This kid's better. He's showing us he's better. Now, what I think it really looked like is he really if you're not a good passer, you're not a good passer. He threw a beautiful ball in the deep ball, but if that's just not your game, you're not going to probably take leaps and bounds. We begged for that to happen with Blake Bortles for years and years. It never really came to fruition on a consistent basis. So I don't know if he's ever going to be a great throwing quarterback, which then could beg the question, how do you end up at Florida State if you can't really, not a great throwing quarterback? I don't understand that, quite frankly, but different for right now. I'd say this too, Casey, to answer that question. I think the real reason he started is because we all saw that offensive line still not be able to get the job done at an elite level, at a high level. Mm-hmm. And you had to wonder to yourself, okay, what's McKenzie Milton going to do back here? I mean, is he going to be a sitting duck and he's coming off the injury? Are you putting McKenzie Milton in a good situation behind this offensive line against Notre Dame? I think that's really what won out. And quite honestly, I think they have to continue to play Jordan Travis a little bit because his legs do make the difference. He creates some plays, but I would just run off schedule plays the entire time because that's when he's at his best.
So that, to me, is what the deciding factor was. Now, up until the point McKenzie Milton came in, I did agree. I'm like, okay, well, he's probably not the 100% healthy yet. They're trying to protect him as long as they can before they really, really need him. When Jordan Travis went in, like you saw what the game plan was, and you have a guy who's both dynamic I would say he's dynamic in the run game, and the pass game, it's still kind of a work in progress, but it keeps defenses on their heels. And I think if you look at Mike Norvell's track record, you want to be an explosive offense, and you want to have an offense built around speed, and you want to have an offense that can maybe be built around the dual threat quarterback. McKenzie Milton is not that guy. McKenzie Milton is more of the pocket pass right now, especially coming off that injury. So I think you saw a guy in Jordan Travis and said, okay, I'm going to take him just because we can do a lot more with him. We can get him in space and get him where he's good at, and hopefully that can be the difference maker. Now, he had the three interceptions. That wasn't a good look when Milton did come in. They kind of gave the offense a little bit of a spark. So I think you definitely still have a quarterback battle going on right now. It's just the fact, if you're Mike Norvell, do you want to be more what you envision in terms of being fast and dynamic, or do you want to probably have the better quarterback with the better arm and be a little more complacent in terms of how that offense is going to be ran?
Casey, we don't have time to get into it right now. I might save this a little bit for tomorrow. But the moment on the sideline with Norvell, Milton, and Travis, to me speaks volumes about that position in that room. And I can't say it. I don't even know Jordan Travis. I don't know the ins and outs of all that going on there. But the respect level I have for that kid, to what he did, his body language, what he said after the game with all the Milton stuff going on, hearing the cheers. I mean, I have so much respect for that young man as an athlete, as a young man. I mean, it's incredible, the maturity. That room is still the most – I told somebody today, if I was like writing for Sports Illustrated or something, I would do something on the QB room. I think that room is the most interesting dynamic we have in sports. Not because of the importance of the position, the behind-the-scenes nature of one guy gets to play, you're spending a ton of time with that guy that you're competing against all the time. Yeah. And while that happens in other positions, it's not often as one-on-one as it is with the QB room. And Jordan Travis, to me, handled it so well that I'm rooting for the young man. But how can you not root for McKenzie Milton as well, Casey?
Yeah, I very vividly remember the moment you're talking about. We'll get into it more, as you said. But it was kind of crazy. And it's for the one time I've said watching a broadcast, I'm glad they got that on. Versus usually they show something you don't want to see. That it's like, all right, the camera guy was doing something right. Let's move on. Clemson and Georgia. Clemson, yikes on offense. Georgia also yikes on offense. What's the situation? Is Clemson's offense not as good as we thought they were? Is it just, I don't know, maybe the generational quarterback they had, or is Georgia really, really good on defense?
Yeah, I hate to say this because you know me, I'm not a fence sitter kind of guy. I think it's a little bit of everything. I mean, Georgia's defense is legitimately good. Yes. Like really good. Like, those guys were unbelievable in that game. Like, that was entertaining for me to watch. Their defense plays so well.
Yes.
It really was. How often do you say that, right, about a defensive line that is so dominant? And I just thought they were brilliant in that game. I think a little bit of, okay, pump the brakes on DJ Uiagalelei, and let's see him do a little bit more. And they have to do a little bit more. I'm not stunned by the Georgia offense. Listen, they've got horses on that side of the ball, too, for Clemson. I mean, they got a guy they're paying $2.5 million, I think, to be the coordinator over there. I was kind of one of these guys that said, hey, relax on JT Daniels a little bit. Heisman hopeful, come on. Mm-hmm. Let's settle in here. I don't think they're going to be super dynamic on offense at Georgia. I think they're going to have to win with their defense in these big games. Fortunately for them, they don't have many big games to have to win.
No, in terms of Georgia and their offense, they're more of the old school pro style. They're going to pound the rock until the cows come home and play great defense. Now, you know how I feel about that. I think that's a winning combination. I think as far as Clemson is concerned, and we saw this with North Carolina a lot, regardless of the quarterback that you have, whether he's a young guy or an experienced veteran like Howell, who we think is going to be the Heisman Trophy candidate, when you lose your weapons around you, it makes everything different, right? When you lose Trevor Lawrence, when you lose Travis Etienne, who was the receiver they lost? I can't remember his name now. He got drafted from Clemson.
Not Cordell Powell?
Cordell Powell, yeah, Cordell Powell. And you have to reload. We expect Alabama. They got these new guys coming in. It's fine. Not every team has the luxury of getting five-star recruit at the five-star recruit. Now, it's Clemson, so you'd think, okay, well, it's very comparable. But you saw it. You had a bunch of young players or inexperienced guys go in there, expected to kind of take on where Travis Etienne and Trevor Lawrence left off, and it just didn't happen. So from Clemson's perspective, no, I don't think their offense is that bad or what we saw is who they're going to be. I just think they hit a buzzsaw with a Georgia defense who's already firing on all cylinders, and you hit a buzzsaw because, well, you haven't played a lot together, and there's going to be some growing pains.
Yeah, by the way, I've said Cornell Powell, Maury Rogers, who you were probably
Thank you. Yes, Maury Rogers, yes, thank you.
They lost a lot on offense.
He's in Green Bay, right?
Yeah, they lost a lot on offense. They did. Fair enough. So, yeah, I'd say a little bit of everything, but I think that Georgia Bulldogs defense is for real, Casey. Casey, you want to take a break? We'll continue this. We got plenty of time. So let's continue going around the college football world. It was a fun weekend in college football, but before we do that, we'll take a break on Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690. We're at J-Tech Institute. Want to tell you about an event coming up on Saturday, November 6th. Put it on your calendar. This is pretty cool. Gates will open at 3 o'clock. It's $15 per car. And, well, it's Cars, Stars, and Stripes Cruise In and Drive-In Movie Night. Disney's Cars, followed by Thunder Road, will be playing. So it's a double feature movie, food trucks on site, sit in your car or provide your own seating, walk around, see the show cars. So it's like a car show and a movie.
I like it, man.
With food trucks, too.
That's awesome.
Kind of fun, right?
Yes, sir.
So it will be right in the J-Tech parking lot, which is located on Western Way right here in Jacksonville. That's November 6, 2021. We're talking $15 a car. That's it.
Yeah, well, and then now I'm going to have to go because my son's listening probably, and he wants to go see Cars.
And
so
any chance you
get
to see Cars, man, you got to go see
Cars.
Oh,
man, he's a Cars junkie.
I mean, Lightning McQueen it up, baby.
Okay, I see you, Brent. I see you with the Cars reference.
Yeah. All right, that's happening at J-Tech. Put it on your calendar, again, November 6th. I think that's a really cool event. Good idea from the folks here at J-Tech. You can always hit jtech.org for more information about everything J-Tech does as well. Brent Martin, Austin Lane, we're here at J-Tech Institute. We'll be back. Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert Forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly cloudy, hot and humid today. Scattered afternoon shower thunderstorm with highs in the lower 90s, dropping into low 70s tonight, and partly sunny tomorrow. Scattered showers and thunderstorms will increase some, with highs in the upper 80s to near 90 degrees. I'm TV meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jags.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. Now you can buy like a dealer buys. Save thousands on thousands of diamonds for a limited time at Beard's Diamonds.
For the ones who know safety isn't a catchphrase, it's a culture. And the ones who help make sure everyone makes it home safe. For the safety-minded who watch everyone's backs, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as safety assessments and training to keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Seems like a no-brainer to me. If you install it, you ought to be able to service it. But for gas-fired water heaters, there are a whole lot of plumbing companies that can't and won't service them, even though they're happy to install them. Now, just think about that. They don't have the expertise to work with gas, but they're installing a gas unit. Does that seem like a good idea to you? Seems like a recipe for turd buckets to me. You might as well have Acme parachute that water heater in and have the Coyote install it. At Griffin Service, not only are we the same-day water heater specialists, we're also the gas-fired water heater kings. And that goes for both tank and tankless units. And naturally, we're certified to service and install them, because we fix what others can't. Plus, we have water heaters in stock and ready to roll same day. So if your gas water heater needs service or replacement, or you're thinking of switching to a gas-fired water heater, it's kind of a no-brainer on who you should call, isn't it?
GriffinService.com.
I love football and I love chicken wings. Hey, everybody, this is Brent Mortno. We are a lot alike, right? You love football and you love wings. Let's win the week with Extreme Wings Sports Grill. 4 locations in Jacksonville, Atlantic Boulevard, Ocean Way, 210 in St. Johns County, and the new location on Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jacks, serving up the freshest, never frozen, world-famous extreme hot wings to Jacksonville since 1999. We like football. We like wings. We love a good deal. To celebrate the grand opening of the Extreme Wings Roosevelt location, get 6 wings, french fries, and a drink for just $12.99 at the Roosevelt location. 6 wings, french fries, and a drink, just $12.99. Active military gets special discounts: jalapeno ranch, Caribbean jerk, spicy blue cheese, lemon pepper. So many flavors to choose from. And, of course, they can make them extreme if you want. Plenty of space at Extreme Wing Sports Grill locations. If you're looking for a place for the entire team, try Extreme Wing Sports Grill I love it. You'll love it. 4 locations in Jacksonville, including Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax. Temperatures keep climbing, and hotter weather means your body needs more water. Stay hydrated. CGC Water Treatment wants to make sure the water you and your family drink is cleaner, healthier, and tastes great. It starts with the Connecticut system, proudly made in America and installed by the pros CGC Water. Not sure about your water? Call CGC. They'll analyze your water for free. I haven't had to worry about my water since I got mine installed because Connecticut systems remove up to 99% of the contaminants. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Connecticut makes the world's most efficient softeners, non-electric twin tanks that use less salt and water during regeneration. Save up to $500 on select softener and RO systems this month. Financing available with approved credit. Call CGC Water at 904-552-1242. Call and ask about Conway Club, the new service program that will save you money on salt, filters, delivery, parts, and labor. Tell them Brent sent you and find out all the details and all the great ways you can save. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com, your local independent Connecticut dealer.
Sunday! It's the savings event of the season. Progressive's Home and Auto Bundle Extravafesta Save-a-thon. Your chance to save big by bundling your home and auto insurance. But only this Sunday. Unless you're busy, in which case you can bundle Tuesday. Or if you already have dinner plans, then try Friday. But if the week gets away from you, you can just wait till next Sunday. Because Progressive's Home and Auto Bundle Extravafesta Save-a-thon isn't going anywhere. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
How can I make sure my office never stops working?
With Staples Connect, it's possible.
I need to keep my back office stocked without messing up my bottom line.
Also possible, because Staples Connect has your small business covered with big savings on everything you need. This week, earn 30% back in a Staples store bonus when you spend $85 on ink or $200 on toner. Explore what's new at your local Staples or staplesconnect.com. Staples Connect, the working and learning store. Limit 4 in-store only. Visit staplesconnect.com/store bonus for details. Ends 9/11.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Austin Lane from Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Smart speakers are becoming part of everyday life, so why not use it to listen to the radio? Tell Alexa, Google Home, or any other speaker to play ESPN 690. Give it a shot weekday afternoons from 3 to 6.
Georgia now has a free pass to the SEC championship game, and unless Florida just simply blows us away and is a team that I'm not sure they are, then Georgia gets to Atlanta, they play Alabama, and it's a free game. It's like last year with Notre Dame. It didn't matter if they won or not. They were going to the playoffs, and Georgia will very likely be in that position. And so may and let's say Alabama is as good as they looked against an ACC team, I might add. And that clogs up half the field right there.
That's Paul Feinbaum. He can't help it. The SEC love is and the shots at the other conference will always just – I just can't find that in any other sport. So maybe that's what makes it good. Mm-hmm. Seems to drive me nuts. It's like one thing if you root for your team and you're glad Florida State lost or Miami or whatever. And it's like this whole SEC, ACC thing is always wild to me.
Well, Brent, you know what they say? It's just different than the SEC.
It is.
You know,
it means more.
It means more. That it is.
And listen, the SEC's been unbelievable. We can't even argue that.
Yeah.
But that's what's interesting is they pound at home, the SEC does, where they don't have to. Like if the ACC won the game, say Clemson beat Georgia, right? Say Miami beat Alabama. There'd be reason for the ACC people to be like, ACC. Well, I mean, it's like a hammer and a nail with the SEC and the ACC.
Yeah.
You know, that was like Red Sox and Yankees like pre-year 2000.
This is
correct. It was like 27 world titles to whatever. I don't even know the Yankees exist anymore, but you get my point.
Now, when Vanderbilt got beat by ETSU, not even sure what that is, 23-3.
It just means more.
I'm just saying, does that loss mean more?
Mississippi State almost lost to.
Well, I mean, does that close game mean more? But once again, and I'm going to repeat myself real quick, when Vanderbilt lost to ETSU, don't even know their mascot, don't know anything about them, when they lost 23-3, does that loss mean more?
Yeah,
it's got to mean more, right?
It's
got to mean a little more.
I'll tell you a loss that did mean more, and that was when LSU went across the country and lost to UCLA.
Hey, Brent, so be honest. We're talking LSU and Vanderbilt in the Big 12 coming up? Yeah. Do you think the SEC is just kick them out of here? Be like, what are you guys doing?
I'm going to put that. Did the LSU loss just mean more? I mean, how about that? That's a heck of a win for UCLA.
Love it. Chip Kelly's back.
That is the question. if we're still doing this, and if we're not, I still want you to answer it.
Go ahead.
Chip Kelly finally figuring it out.
I get, listen, he's had some people like Herb Street was all over it this weekend and the last week or so on it. I mean, there was no real reason to believe other than maybe the displacement of LSU.
Yeah.
And it's more about LSU stuff that you would pick UCLA to win that game.
mean, I think somebody on our show picked them.
I think so. But, again, you can pick him. It's UCLA. But there was no evidence. I mean, he's been awful. Mm-hmm. So maybe this is the turnaround, or maybe LSU's just bad. And now we're talking about from national championship to getting fired a couple years later for Eddie O. I mean, there are people, by the way, all preseason, like predictions that had just on the fringe of the hot seat Eddie O, believe it or not. Believe it or not, after 2 years,
Really?
2 years ago, had a national title run. Yeah. That's how it goes. So it just means more, remember.
Means more.
What does the LSU loss mean? And what does it mean for UCLA? It was huge for UCLA.
Yeah.
Huge. If they are going to be a factor, which I don't know how. The Pac-12 is so bizarre. Are they even a factor in college football right now? Yeah. Washington.
With Montana?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously, are they Oregon didn't look as good as they were supposed to look. Mm-hmm. USC looked okay. Even that was a game for a while. I don't know what to make of the Pac-12. I think you're just sitting there hitting and hoping a little bit on the Pac-12. And so maybe UCLA comes up to life and Chip Kelly turns it around and gets it cooking. That would be a good thing for the Pac-12. But whether they had to travel to Pasadena, all the other stuff, which can be tough for LSU, that was a bad loss for LSU too. Let's not lose sight of that. It's a bad loss for LSU because Chip Kelly had done nothing, and you became the doormat for him.
No, for sure. I mean, at the end of the day, and the UCLA, they had that balanced offense. They're running the football, they're throwing the football. And I understand that Chip Kelly can be the butt of a lot of jokes sometimes. But make no mistake, when he was in the NFL for that 1 year in Philadelphia, that offense was firing on all cylinders because it was new, it was up-tempo, and it was something that people have never really seen before. And I should know because I played against it. And believe me when I say it was not fun to go against when you're on defense. So I think when we talk about Chip Kelly and the offensive prowess, I mean, this is college football. Usually the high-powered offenses are going to have success. Maybe UCLA has finally turned the leaf a little bit. Maybe Chip Kelly's finally getting his recruits in there. Maybe traveling from the east to the west had something to do with it for LSU. But at the end of the day, I think, it's time we got to start giving Chip Kelly maybe just a little more respect.
Yeah, I think what's interesting here is, funny you say about Chip Kelly in the NFL. Somebody told me recently, I can't remember now, I can't pinpoint who it was, that told me, look at some of the things Chip Kelly did. Everybody was laughing at him in the NFL, but a lot of the things that he implemented from a schedule and a routine and how you practice, all that stuff, a lot of people are doing now in the NFL. It was really interesting, the Chip Kelly stuff. And keep in mind, Chip Kelly, a lot of folks thought he was headed to Florida, and now Florida's like, oh, thank God we didn't get Chip Kelly. Well, I think Chip Kelly would have done a lot better at Florida than he's done at UCLA over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
From a talent standpoint alone.
For sure. Well, and I think
Dan Mullen's been great. I'm not saying he'd be better than Mullen, but.
Yeah. Well, I think the biggest thing about Chip Kelly in the college ranks is that people are going to want to play for that offense. You saw what he had at Oregon. And guys want to be a part of that. Like, your track stars, your offensive juggernauts, they want to play in that type of system, with all due respect to Wisconsin, but they want to play in that type of system where it's spread out, it's up-tempo, and it gives you a chance to score a lot. UCLA could be that team. I think in the NFL, I think Kelly got a little ahead of himself in terms of, well, my offense, I know more than anybody else. It doesn't matter if it's Sam Bradford back there or Mike Vick or Nick Foles. I'm going to make this thing work because I'm that confident in my offense. What he didn't take into account is the fact, well, the players also make up the offense, sir, and I don't think he really bought into that a little bit. So I think the college game fits him better right now just because you're going to get those high-valued recruits because, well, they want to play for your system. In the NFL, it's not like that.
That's a good win for Maurice Jones-Drew at the very least out there at UCLA. All right, Casey, what else you got?
Well, I'm checking the notes here, and it looks like we got –
Did we go way off the script?
Well, yeah, but that's okay.
What else is new?
It looks like from last week we have Austin Lane picked Sam Howell to win the Heisman.
Oof.
Brent Martineau did that as well. Brent Martineau, North Carolina into the Final Four as well.
Still can happen.
What?
Still can happen.
No, hey.
Yeah, just take it from there, guys.
First of all, you're done here. They're not going to the playoff.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
but it could happen still.
I mean, hey, you know, I mean, Murray State could go to. I mean, we can just play that game nonstop if you want to.
North Carolina got to roll through their schedule. Going to look really good. We forget about that one. I mean, listen, Enter Sandman's tough to play after listening to Enter Sandman.
Oh, Enter Sandman, the most overrated Metallica song of all time.
I agree. And Mariano Rivera used to come into it too.
Oh, that's a good point. Well, see, it was cool when he did it. But okay. So back to the whole point of Clemson. Sam Howell, he missed his weapons. All right? It looked like – and we thought the same thing, Brent, and this is the last time I ever agree with you on anything. But I was under the philosophy, well, look, he looked good last year. Give him another year in this offense. Give him another year in North Carolina. It doesn't matter who he has around him. He's going to be that great of a quarterback. Sometimes quarterbacks can elevate the guys around him, and sometimes quarterbacks still need the weapons. Sam Howell still needs his weapons. Now, yeah, you played a good Virginia Tech team. They're playing good defense, yada, yada, yada. But if I pick you as a Heisman frontrunner, I got to see a lot more from you.
Well, here's the deal. No Heisman frontrunner played well.
Yeah.
Spencer Rattler could still win it. Corral, I don't think threw a touchdown pass. He had thrown for like 350 yards, so he probably had the best day.
Jack Cohn.
and maybe I
told you,
but he wasn't a front runner.
Oh, no, for sure.
So, I mean, he wasn't in the conversation. So I don't think, unless I'm missing somebody, I might be, I don't think there was a Heisman front runner that said, dang, here I go. The march to New York is happening.
Bryce Young?
It didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Bryce Young, but again, I don't know if anybody said he's a front runner.
I mean, he's one of the favorites.
Was he listed as a favorite just because he's at Alabama?
Absolutely.
5-star guy? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, fair enough. I mean, he looked really good, and obviously they rolled up points, and you'd expect them to do so. So maybe that's the answer. Bryce Young. But overall, again, I don't think it was just Sam Howell, although Howell didn't look good.
Yeah.
I mean, Howell screwed that game up. I mean, he had chances to win that, and as a Heisman guy, you want to go win that game, and they just didn't do it. So
now is your Final Four all in shambles?
Well, I've done that many a time. So you got to go outside of chalk sometimes, and when that happens,
I did. I said Clemson wasn't going to go to the playoff. Sitting pretty
well,
right
I did
now.
Too.
Okay, that's right. Yeah.
So that means the ACC right now is not going to the playoff
for sure. Yeah.
And I also have Texas A&M.
Oh, that's right.
So we'll see what happens.
Jimbo.
With Texas A&M.
Casey, are you nervous with Iowa State?
No,
winning
sir.
the whole thing, by the way.
Heck, I had Oklahoma
No,
winning the whole thing. I should have been nervous about that. They almost lost to Tulane.
For sure.
I thought I was about to lose Oklahoma and North Carolina in the same opening weekend.
It's been a rough weekend, man. Bracket
and by the way,
busted.
hey, I'll give you another one.
Bracket
Ohio
busted.
State didn't look that great.
Nah, we're all good, though. We're all good, though. Iowa makes me nervous now, but we're all good, though. Casey, Iowa State, your thoughts?
Feeling good.
Okay.
They're going to beat Iowa this week. It's going to be fine.
Okay.
Do I sound fine, Austin?
Your pitch is a little higher than normal.
Okay. We need something. Need something to work out. That might be a game to pick this week, Iowa State. But I think
you got to put that on the board. Yeah.
I think we have some picks to pay off. Somebody went 0-6. Any guesses?
Yeah, because you wouldn't have tweeted it if it was anybody else but me.
Oh, Brett, no. He's not playing favorites here. I mean, no one's going to ever go 0-6 besides you. But if I was to go 0-6, I guarantee Casey would have tweeted about me.
What's the best record?
You'll have to stay through the break and find out.
Oh,
I like it.
Great.
I think I went 3-3.
Did you?
Not my best.
Did you pick Notre Dame or FSU?
I picked Notre Dame.
Yeah, I thought I had picked FSU, and that's why when he tweeted that, I was like, and then I said, crap, I guess I picked Notre Dame.
Sure, because remember you talking about how they got off the bus in Jacksonville, and you're like, you took Notre Dame?
Yeah.
Because of the way they got off the bus?
By the way, 18. They were up 18. That was looking pretty good. I was looking pretty good.
Yeah.
That's all right. I'll eat that one for you, FSU fans, because I think that was a big game.
Yeah.
Man, I was in my own house. See, the kids and Steph are Notre Dame fans.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, my father-in-law is a Notre Dame fan, and so Steph's really a Notre Dame fan. The kids have gone up there, and so they like him.
Okay.
And so, like, they hate me in the house that night.
Because
I'm like rooting against Notre Dame. Like they were like really wanting to kick me out of the house.
Hey,
they were taking it way too personal.
This isn't the official Notre Dame station.
With a good story.
Yeah.
I said it's good for business.
Yeah. Plus, it's Notre Dame.
It's still a good day for business.
Do you get the sense that Notre Dame's kind of like the Yankees? Like I get Alabama wants to get hate all the time, but Notre Dame's the Yankees.
They're you either love them or hate them. But in our house, we do kind of like it. And anyway, we are your home for FSU football and basketball. That was a heck of an effort by FSU football, and we are your home for them on ESPN 690.
And Notre Dame kick rocks, you know.
We'll be back here on ESPN 690, live from JTech, jtech.org. Check it out.
Deep, climbing.
It's intercepted. Picked off of the 12. He will go down. He signs the promised land. Touchdown, FSU.
This is your home for FSU football.
Outside the numbers to the 10. 5, 3, 2, 1. It's a touchdown, Florida State. Intercepted. Picked off of the 33-yard line. Noles win. Noles win.
Catch live coverage of the Seminoles all season long, right here on your home for Florida State football.
Sponsored by Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Firefighters, paramedics, police officers, they take care of us. And at AMCO, we're proud to take care of them. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles. As an essential business, we work on every kind of car repair with flexible financing and extra safety precautions. Essential, reliable, trusted. That's the men and women who are there for us. And it's our honor to be there for them. AA MCO.
Money tight? We can finance almost anybody. Find the AMCO transmissions nearest you at amcojacksonville.com.
Are you a recent high school graduate who hasn't made up their mind about what they want to do for their career? Or possibly you're already working, but you're stuck in a dead-end job? If so, then I'm here to tell you about JTech. JTech is a local school that offers hands-on essential career training. Have you heard about the massive increase in online ordering since the pandemic started? That means that more people are needed who can service diesel trucks. Diesel technology is an important part of the transportation industry, and qualified diesel technicians play a huge role in keeping that industry moving. At JTech, they're helping to meet the demand for skilled diesel technicians by offering a 91 credit hour ASE-based diesel technology program. This program is going to help you give you the hands-on skills and confidence needed to launch a successful career in diesel technology. To learn more about JTech, visit jtech.org or call them at 904-483-9460. Ask for Hank to set up an appointment to tour the campus or get your questions answered. That's 904-483-9460 or visit jtech.org.
Happy football season. Oh, it's so good to have it back. What do you say we get a pint? You can do that at Culhane's Irish Pub all football season at Atlantic Beach in the South Side. 2 locations. TVs to watch your favorite teams like the Georgia Bulldogs. Fish and chips. Shepherd's pie. Plenty of food and drink while you watch football. Go today for lunch or dinner. Eat in, order out. Culhane'sIrishPub.com and try the new Five Sisters Vodka at happy hour. 2 locations. Atlantic Beach and South Side. Culhane's Irish Pub. Irish sass with 5-star class.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Message and data rates may apply. Men over 40, is your body feeling soft and not as lean? Are you losing your energy, drive, or even your passion? If so, you could be feeling the loss of growth hormone. The reality is, as early as 25, your natural production of GH begins to significantly slow down, which means you start slowing down. Well, listen to this. New GH Boost from Nugenix is the world's first and only non-prescription supplement that safely supercharges your body's GH production at night when it naturally occurs. Clinical studies show the ingredients in GH Boost can increase your body's own GH levels more than 100% in just the first 90 minutes. And right now, Nugenix is letting every man in America try a complimentary 2-week sample by texting TOWER to 231231 now. Get GH Boost and get your swagger back at the gym and in the bedroom. It's killing it at GNC, but you can only get your sample by texting TOWER to 231231. That's TOWER to 231231. Text TOWER to 231231.
Temperatures keep climbing and hotter weather means your body needs more water. Stay hydrated. CGC Water Treatment wants to make sure the water you and your family drink is cleaner, healthier, and tastes great. It starts with the Connecticut system, proudly made in America and installed by the pros CGC Water. Not sure about your water? Call CGC. They'll analyze your water for free. I haven't had to worry about my water since I got mine installed because Connecticut systems remove up to 99% of the contaminants. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Connecticut makes the world's most efficient softeners, non-electric twin tanks that use less salt and water during regeneration. Save up to $500 on select softener and RO systems this month. Financing available with approved credit. Call CGC Water at 904-552-1242. Call and ask about Conway Club, the new service program that will save you money on salt, filters, delivery, parts, and labor. Tell them Brent sent you and find out all the details and all the great ways you can save. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com, your local independent Connecticut dealer.
What's stopping you from getting the original Peloton bike? I need flexibility with my workouts. Choose from thousands of classes available 24/7. It's hard for me to stay motivated. Programs, artist series, and badges keep you reaching new goals.
45-minute bike boot camp. 30-minute hit ride.
My 45-minute hip-hop ride. You get all that? For how much? The original Peloton bike is now at its best price ever. Get game-changing cardio at a new game-changing price. The original Peloton bike, now $400 less. Learn more at onepeloton.com.
Listen to ESPN 690 anytime, anywhere, on any device. Whether you're at home or on the go, get the latest on the Jags, FSU, the Jumbo Shrimp, and Action Sports Jacks on Odyssey.com. That's AUDACY.com or on ESPN690.com.
Penn State, Wisconsin, Wisconsin minus 5.5. Let's just get it out of the way. Who you get?
Yeah, let's get out of the way right now. Listen, when the Badgers on an opening college football Saturday, you don't bet against them unless they're playing Alabama. They're not playing Alabama. Last time I checked, they're playing Penn State. Give me Wisconsin.
There you go. Go Badgers. And I came on board for everybody at the pickle. I just want to let you know. And that was not a good call. Because Wisconsin fumbled like 2 times inside the 10, threw a couple of picks late. Yep. Penn State wins. This is a good win for Penn State. But, I mean, gosh, Wisconsin, can you just hand it to them anymore? I'm not sure they would have covered the spread, but they should have won.
Yeah, Brent, I'm aware of that. They should have won. Yeah.
I mean, how do you jump around at the end of 3 quarters? It's live on TV.
Oh,
the whole place is rocking, and you still lose.
This is the best part.
How do you lose the 4th quarter when you do that?
Did you watch any of the game?
Yeah.
Okay. What was the announce team?
I wish I didn't.
Do you know the announce team?
It's Gus Johnson.
The guy that's always
Joel Klatt.
hype. Okay. Little too much energy from Gus Johnson or not?
That's his style.
I know. I'm just asking you, though. A little too much energy?
That's his shtick.
I get it.
That's like asking, did Stephen A. Smith yell too loud?
Sure. And I get that as well. Once again,
That's like asking me to be on time.
Okay. and I'm going to ask the question again, though. Maybe it's a little too much energy?
Yeah, no.
You thought it was fun.
People love Gus.
Okay.
They love Gus Johnson.
Okay. I mean, it was literally the first time ever I think I watched a football game, and it was like, hey, tone it down just a little bit, man. All right? Hey, I'm excited as anybody. But, sir, relax, okay? We have plenty of time left. Let's relax now about it. I mean, that was my thoughts, just saying.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's his style, man.
But also, yes, they did a great job of showcasing the jump around, and they did a great job. I'm not sure if you noticed the background, but there's another Wisconsin chant, which is really like the official Wisconsin chant, where there is some swearing in it, and that was playing in the background, and then they finally figured it out, and they kind of filtered it out a little bit. Because they're like, oh, what do they say? Oh, and then they kind of filtered it out a little bit.
Do that.
Yeah.
The fans, it didn't hit me as much because I guess we've just been seeing fans at events now. Mm-hmm. And so it doesn't hit me that the first time college football had fans back in full throat. And it is cool. I mean, it's pretty awesome to see. There's a romantic part of that element to the fans being at a college football game, and that was on display over the weekend. All right, Casey, give me the bad news.
All right, we'll start with you, Brent. Here were your picks. It went like this: North Carolina, Wisconsin, the Canes.
Oh, Casey just go a little slower,
LSU.
Please. Let me just bask in this.
Notre Dame.
Yep, there it is again.
And Clemson.
Certainly not 6 of. Oh, Brent, 0 for 6? 0 for 6?
That's how Brent started.
Damn.
We'll go to Brandon, who cannot defend himself. He was the only one to pick Virginia Tech.
Yep.
But then Wisconsin.
He picked them outright, by the way.
He did.
Well, he knew more than us, I guess.
Got the inside scoop on something, Brent. I'm telling you.
He then went to the Canes.
Oh yeah. Don't pick against Alabama.
LSU.
Ooh.
Notre Dame.
Oh.
And Georgia.
Okay.
That sees him at 2-4, significantly better than Brent Martineau. That brings us to Austin Lane.
Yeah, let's go.
Who started with North Carolina.
Off to a rough start.
To Wisconsin.
Hey, come on, Graham Mertz.
To Alabama.
Let's go.
UCLA.
Let's go. Game picker-upper, they call that in the business.
Notre Dame.
Yeah, we didn't do.
And Georgia.
There it is.
So that's 3 for 3.
Batting 500.
Myself, North Carolina got us all.
Yeah.
How about Penn State? How about Penn State?
Oh, you did go Penn State.
Alabama.
Gutsy on Penn State.
LSU. You may recall Florida State.
Yeah, you did pick Florida State.
And Georgia.
Wow, Casey.
So no big deal. That's the outright lead, 4-2. No big deal.
Listen, we
a lot of game left, though.
We know you can get a little mad at sometimes, so we want to make sure you get off to a good start, Casey.
Yeah, that's what happened.
We just got to keep you in a good mood.
Yeah, me and Brent sent threats in Sam Howell's DMs saying you better play a bad game. That's what happened.
A lot of X's for me.
Yeah.
6 of them, yeah.
Thoughts about it?
I mean, I have no exes. But.
Okay. Thoughts, though? Any comments? You open rebound run the next week? Is that what we're doing?
Listen, you know what we're going to be talking about?
Yeah.
About 8 weeks from now?
That would be what? Like 2-60 something?
Like, what a story.
Okay, what a story.
What a story this Brent Martineau guy is.
What a comeback.
I mean, if you want to just hang in there and you're talking about comeback picker of the year.
Yeah, I got you.
That'd be me.
Now.
It'll happen.
Now, if you want to go contrarian to Brent Martineau and start making some money, by all means do that as well.
Yes, and the NFL. I mean, we thought about just doing this as a kind of a warm-up, but that's okay. I'll just give everybody a head start instead.
Okay.
The NFL starts this week, okay?
That's where Brent starts making his money.
That's where I start. You might want to follow along. Just to let you know. Hey, real quick thought, since we've done so much college football, are you done around the college football world, Casey?
Yeah, we're done with that.
Okay, good. I just double-checking. I have a lot of thoughts on college football. Real quick, like, is Alabama good or bad? Like, it's been asked before, is Alabama good or bad? I tweeted this over the weekend, and I firmly believe it. After the first quarter, I stopped watching Alabama. Like,
you mean that they're good? You mean they're good or bad to watch?
Yeah, like, are they good for the game? Like,
oh, okay.
Listen, I give Nick Saban, Alabama, what they've built, everything. Mm-hmm. You know, I have nothing but respect for that. It's incredible. But I will just tell you, as a fan of sports, I don't enjoy watching Alabama play after the first quarter. I'm like, okay, I know what this looks like. Turn you off. Now, listen, that was partly Miami's fault, too. Yeah. I mean, come on, bring it, Miami. What the hell, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what was that?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just telling you as a viewer, and that's what this is. This is entertainment, you know, and that's why football world makes so much money now, that I'm like, I mean, how long did you stay into that Alabama game?
I'm not going to lie. I mean, I saw the first, 2 touchdowns. I'm like, yep, they're exactly where they're supposed to be, and we'll see later. Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch a lot of it.
Casey,
I'm like,
did
they're
you
good.
watch a lot of it?
More than I should have, actually.
Really?
But again, it was on my phone doing other things, but locked in probably about 5 minutes. But it was on for a whole half.
I mean, to me, it was just more impressive. Oh, okay, so they reloaded again. You know what I'm saying? Like, they lose all the receivers, they lose their quarterback, and they've reloaded again. It's wild.
I'm just not entertained anymore.
But don't you think college football needs them or not?
I don't know, man. When we sit here and we already say we know what's going to happen at the end of the year in week 1,
yeah.
We already know, it could be Georgia and Alabama, and the loser doesn't matter, like Feinbaum just said a couple of breaks ago.
Yeah.
When we rejoined.
Yeah.
Is that good?
Well, then Clemson win. I mean, that's the way it is right now.
Again, it's not Alabama's fault. I'm not here to blame Alabama.
And Clemson's got a soft schedule in terms of non-conference besides Georgia, so that's on them too.
I'll tell you, I can tell you, we're not alone. People who turned it off because I saw the ratings.
Yeah.
And the ratings were okay.
Yeah.
But there was a big dive after the first 45 minutes.
I'll tell you what, when you got a starting quarterback making $1 million and who hasn't taken a snap until the Miami game, you're going to get some more 5-star players coming in. So you better get used to it, Brent. Because as long as Nick Saban's there, Alabama's not going anywhere, man.
I don't know if I want to get into it today or not. It might spill into football at 5. We'll see. We've got some NFL topics, too. But I've got a thought about that.
Uh-oh. Are you trying to shut fun down?
A little bit.
Oh, Brent's shutting fun down.
But it might happen this week. We'll talk more about it. I'll say it. It needs some time. And we're up against it. Okay. We're live at JTech Institute, jtech.org. Go check it out. Brent Martineau, Austin Lane, Casey here on a Tuesday. You missed it earlier in the show, by the way. Check out the Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 podcast. But Urban Meyer, the Jaguars head coach, joined us live in the first hour of the program. Football at 5 coming up next. We have some predictions, on ESPN 690.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. Now you can buy like a dealer buys. Save thousands on thousands of diamonds for a limited time at Beard's Diamonds.
It's a new approach to healthcare. The Center for Health and Sports Medicine is built on the pillars of health: physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional, with primary care sports medicine physicians, mental health counselors, an advanced diagnostics lab for wellness and sports medicine, and 24/7 on-site state-of-the-art fitness facility, all under one roof. What does this mean for you? As a Center for Health and Sports Medicine patient, you'll receive medical care in a collaborative, proactive, goal-oriented manner. In other words, everything they do is centered around you. Learn more at jacksfamilysportsmed.com.
Hey, boss, I found some silverware in the dining room.
Nice. So you're sure you smashed the alarm system when we got here, right?
You mean that plug-and-play do-it-yourselfer? Yeah, it's dead. We got all the time we need.
Oh, look at this. The box the alarm system came in. Isn't this cute?
An alarm system in a box. Boss, I'll never understand why people don't just get a Safe Touch security system.
And they probably think they're saving money.
But that's the thing, they're not saving money.
You and I know that. Thankfully, these folks didn't. You know, there are a lot of great things that come from a box. This isn't one of them.
True.
Hey, let's just take a minute to appreciate that tonight, we don't have to worry about the Crooks or Us golden rule. Stay away from Safe Touch houses. And remember, kids, boxes and alarm systems don't mix.
Only one security system is truly the best. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call Safe Touch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
The new era has arrived for Jacksonville football. New coach, new superstars, and a new reason for optimism. One consistent is Tailgaters Parking will be delivering the very best tailgating experience anywhere at the bank. Come see for yourself. Tailgaters doesn't just talk a big game, they deliver. Tailgaters is right across the street from TIAA Bank Field. Have clean permanent restrooms, great food options, a full liquor bar, and parking spots on a well-kept grass lot. Check out Tailgaters Parking at tailgatersparking.com to reserve your spot now.
Just be confident. Community First makes smarter banking simple so you can relax, knowing you're managing your money the right way. Yours. Visit justbeyourself.com. Community First Credit Union. Just be yourself. Federally insured by NCUA.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a pricey long-term contract to get in on the action. Well, no more, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide, with plans starting at just $35 a month with no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G for only $299, all on America's best networks. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required, actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So you've got an oil change coming up? We can help you get started. Right now you can get 5 quarts of Castrol GTX and an STP oil filter, plus an STP air filter or cabin air filter for just $34.99. And you can get it all fast, your way. Just order online with our free same-day store pickup or next-day delivery.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Start your job today at AutoZone.com. Restrictions apply.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
Accountability, I'm talking to you, Twitter. At some point, we can't expect things to change, and they need to change right now. With the ESPN Radio Sports Beat, I'm Jason Pitts.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Optimism from Steelers coach Mike Tomlin that linebacker T.J. Watt will be on the field when they open the season against the Bills on Sunday. Tomlin anticipating that Watt will be a full participant at practice tomorrow. Until this point, Watt, who wants a new contract, has only worked out individually at practice. The 26-year-old is crucial for Pittsburgh's defense, explains ESPN's Jeff Saturday.
This guy whips your tackle play after play, and he improves the play of Hayward. He improves the play of Ingram. If he gets some touches, like he makes your total defense so much better. So you're talking about the main player on this defense being out. Whoever's holding the pen better sign that deal and get this man back playing come Sunday.
To Jeff's point, Tomlin did express optimism the Steelers will finalize a deal with Watt. The Seahawks and left tackle Dwayne Brown agreed to a reworked final year of his deal. It pays a $7 million signing bonus and $4 million in salary, according to ESPN. Georgia, coming off the win over Clemson, jumping to number 2 behind Alabama in the latest college football rankings released today. Clemson down 3 spots to number 6.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. We're close, convenient, and known for our guaranteed everyday low prices and excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
Yeah. That's a good question because it is different. Obviously, you look out there and you see a much smaller roster. You know,
we're still deciding who's going to be inactive the day of the game, those type of things. That's the little bit of anxiety that I have. That's all new to me. But as far as game management, I feel very good about it. I feel very good about our coaching staff, and most importantly, I feel good about the locker room, which is maybe the most important thing in any organization.
Urban Meyer likes his football team. I hope he likes them as much in about a month. Hopefully we all do, too. It's going to be really interesting. I just don't know what to expect. I really don't. I've watched a lot of Jags football games. I know it's easy to be negative Nancy around here. I'm usually sunshine and rainbows guy. I don't even know if I'm either or. I think I'm kind of wait and see. I just don't know what to expect. There's plenty of things to like, plenty of things to latch on to, but I don't know what it's going to look like when the ball starts flying around on Sunday afternoon in Houston, Texas. And I think that will be really interesting to see and what it means. Because, again, it will be a one-week sample, and I think we have to remind everybody we know it best around here. The Jags beat Indianapolis week 1 last year and then lost 15 in a row. Mm-hmm. So it's not going to tell the whole story on Sunday, but it will tell a little bit of the start and how you feel about the team and some momentum. And any bit of momentum in Jacksonville is a big thing for the fan base, for the building, for the locker room, for Urban Meyer, for Trevor Lawrence. I think he talked about just even the half that they had, the 3 series against Dallas when he was on with us earlier today, that, hey, that was real confidence there. Well, if that's real confidence, then any W is real confidence for the entire locker room, the entire building that hasn't experienced it much over the last few years and really over the last 12 years in this city. Outside of 2017. Brent Martineau, Austin Lane. We're live at JTech Institute, jtech.org for more information on all the great things they do here. Urban Meyer joined us on Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 earlier in the show. He has set up a cage match between Austin Lane and Tim Tebow. He is promoting
It's going to be on the Jake Paul undercard.
So get ready for that.
Yeah.
If you missed our conversation with Urban Meyer, we'll have it up on all the channels a little bit later, but you can also go back on the Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 podcast and check that out later today and tomorrow, whenever. Subscribe to the podcast. Check it out on the YouTube channel. Subscribe there. And we're obviously have live video on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch and Twitter. So plenty of places to get ESPN 690 and hear our interview with Urban Meyer. We appreciate him coming on a game week, his first game as the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Football at 5 is here. And before we get into some NFC predictions, because we're going to do something different each week, NFC, then AFC, then some MVP awards and other things on Thursday. Then we have our picks on Friday. So if you like to gamble, this will be a fun week to listen to the show during Football at 5. And who doesn't like to gamble?
For sure.
Duke Johnson, they added to the practice squad.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
You talked about him a little bit, I think, a couple
let me go ahead and
on the show.
Drink that water, that humble water real quick.
Okay, so is that – it goes to the practice squad. So is that a legitimate ad, or is that a, hey, let's pick this guy's brain about Houston? No, seriously.
With a brand new regime and coaching staff?
Yeah.
Come on, Brent. No. Listen, with Duke Johnson, and this is what I talked about when we brought him up a couple weeks ago, and I forgot what exact. I tried to find the audio, couldn't find it now, being a little lazy, but couldn't find it. But the biggest thing that Duke Johnson can bring to the table is his threat as a pass catcher. That's what he's always been relied on. He was relied on that in Cleveland. He was relied on that in Houston. Now, when he was touted on to become the bell cow, the every down back, that's where he struggled a little bit. Not to say that he can't run between the tackles, but that's not his game. He's a third down back. So I think it's a great pickup. I think that it needed to happen for this Jaguars team. I think when you have guys like James Robinson and Carlos Hyde, who are kind of one and the same per se, and you do have Ozigbo and you got Ogunbowale as well, right? So those guys, But to me,
Zigbo was on the practice squad. Cottrell got released from the practice squad in favor of Duke Johnson.
But then Ogunbowale is on the team.
Ogunbowale is on the active roster.
Okay, on the active roster, yeah. So, you have Ogunbowale right now who's more of your third down back, who's, not a bad passing, pass catching back. But Duke Johnson, that's his job. That's going to be his role if he does get called up to the active roster, which I believe he will be. To me, he adds another wrinkle. He adds another dynamic, and when he's on the field, linebackers and safeties alike have to take note and say, okay, we have to watch the wheel routes. We have to watch the crossing patterns now because Duke Johnson is a viable threat in the receiving game.
He's really bounced around as of late.
Okay,
right?
Yeah.
So, again, he feels more journeyman now to me for Duke Johnson rather than like, oh, gosh, so let's go ahead. What do you got? Where's he been?
He was in Cleveland and Houston.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Gosh, I feel like how long was he in Cleveland?
4 years.
Okay.
And then
so he had
Houston for 2 years.
What did he do? Give me his numbers in Cleveland to hang on for 4 years. A little surprised. Obviously, get pushed out by all the
I mean, do you want the rushes or you just want the receptions?
Yeah, probably. Oh, just give him both. What the heck?
All right. 2015, 104 rushes, 379 yards.
Okay.
For a 3.6 average. 61 receptions, 534
Okay,
yards.
So totally in the passing game.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And it kind of goes from there. I mean, I don't have to give you everything.
How many catches each year? 61.
53, 74, and then 47. And then keep in mind, 2018, I believe Kareem Hunt got there to Cleveland, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe right. Maybe it was 19.
Yeah, maybe it was 19. And then in Houston, he had 44 receptions and then 28 receptions in 2020.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, you nailed it. I mean, that's where they will be used. Right now, to the Jaguars, is their third down back? Do you really think it is Agumbawale? I think he's a special teams guy. Or do you really think it's like James Robinson? And I know that's not traditional, but James Robinson caught what? How many passes did he catch last year? 80?
Yeah. I mean, that's because the dude had to.
I know he had to, but do they have to do that again? I mean, no. Carlos Hyde probably isn't catching the ball in the backfield.
He has in the past in San Francisco. I just think so. You look at Agumbawale a little bit. I mean, I say Agumbawale was because he had 35 receptions in Tampa Bay back in 2019. So, I mean, he is more, and to set it in perspective a little bit, he had 39 receptions, and I don't think he had a single rush.
Yeah, so he's totally.
Oh, I'm sorry. He had 11 rushes.
And keep in mind, he's a very good special teams guy too for the Jags.
So I mean, to me right now, Agumbawale is your third down back until further notice. But I think Duke Johnson can definitely go into that role.
So you don't. Oh yeah, I mean, obviously Duke Johnson's done that role in the past. So it'll be interesting to see what they do there. Can they get some production in that? Can they get a little feel of a change of pace? Even with Agumbawale and guys like Hyde and Robinson out there. Again, that's part of the curiosity. What's this thing look like? Yeah. You know, I would love to know, and this is something we won't know until hopefully things go well in Jacksonville, and then we'll find out by week 9. We had to rip 6 pages out of the ETN playbook.
Yeah.
You know, how many pages did they really have to rip out? I should have asked her that earlier. But I'd be curious to know just how much can we try to mimic and try to do, maybe not even at the level we thought, and how much are we okay, we're not even going to try that. You know? Yeah. And that might be a story we don't know until the end of the year.
Yeah. I mean, I think you have a guy in Travis Etienne who you can do something special with, and now you can't replace him. So you kind of have to do the next best thing. If that's getting a third down back, then so be it. But I truly think, there was a big amount of the playbook that was going to be geared towards Travis Etienne. Now that's gone. Well, it has to go someplace else. So whether it's Laviska Shenault, whether it is the third down back, whether it's getting James Robinson ingrained once again in the pass game, or Carlos Hyde alike, those targets will go someplace. Make no mistake about it.
All right, Casey, get us ready for these NFC predictions. Before we do that, just want to remind everybody, JTech Institute's where we're at today on ESPN 690. Check them out, jtech.org, for all the different programs they offer from a student standpoint and also from a teaching standpoint. Obviously, always looking for educators as well. Cars, Stars, and Stripes Cruise In and Drive-In Movie Night is coming up on November 6th. This is really cool. The gates open at 3 o'clock, $15 a car. That's it. Movie starts at dark. They'll have a double feature movie, Disney's Cars, followed by Thunder Road, so it'll be a family event. But you also have a car show going on in the parking lot here at JTech at the same time. Food trucks will be on site as well. JTech parking lot, Western Way, right here in Jacksonville. JTech Institute. Check it out on jtech.org. All right, Casey, how you want to do this, man, for predictions in the NFC?
Here's the situation. We'll go through all 4 divisions. We'll pick a winner, and then we will go to the wild card and pick the wild card teams. And then we don't have to go through the whole playoff matchup, but you'll just tell me who will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. We will start with the NFC North because I believe there will be not much conversation. I have the Packers. Does anybody not have the Packers?
Are you doing an auction? Anybody have the Vikings? Vikings 400. I'll take the Vikings 150.
Listen, I've taken the Vikings in the past. I've been burned every single time, much like Brent Martin on the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not taking them. Go and give me the Green Bay Packers as well. And the pickle goes wild.
I quietly think that the Vikings will be better this year.
Careful, Brent.
I do.
I know. I'm just saying careful.
But I really think that Aaron Rodgers is going to have a huge year. I don't know why I'm on that train so much given all the offseason stuff. but I really think he's going – because I just feel like Aaron Rodgers is going to win this thing, like in the long run, and he's going to be able to hold it to the organization. Like, look what I just did again. I'm not sure he's going to win the MVP. Yeah. I just think he's going to have a really big year, and if he's having a big year, they're built pretty nicely. They got Aaron Jones back, and I mean, it's year 3 for LaFleur with the Ashland University ties. I mean, how do you count that guy out?
Ashland University ties. Was literally there for a cup of coffee, walked on campus. He's like, I made a mistake, and I'm out of here. But okay.
That's all right.
But by all means, keep going.
Martin will go here, too. Yes, he did.
By all means, keep going. You know? I'm sure Urban Meyer eventually drove through Murray State one day. Yeah. But I don't claim Urban Meyer.
You bet your bottom dollar that Urban Meyer's driven through Ashland on his way to Ashtabula. Absolutely, he has. All right, I'll take. Yeah, we've got Green Bay.
Yeah.
We'll go to another spot that might not need a lot of debate, at least for the other two divisions or or whatever I'm trying to say. Anyway, the NFC South. I will take the Bucs. Anybody taking anybody else?
Brett, you feeling froggy?
And I want to.
You feeling froggy?
Want to. I think
up, Falcons?
I think New Orleans is going to take a back seat.
Yeah.
This year, I think they're going to backtrack. I don't think Carolina's ready. I do think Atlanta is a sneaky team because they were way better than their record. So does the coaching change and everything? The problem with that is I'm a little skeptical on the coach they got. So, yeah, I got to go Tampa here. I'm outside the box guy. I can't be stupid here. I mean, Tampa's loaded. So I got Tampa winning.
Yeah, what is Atlanta going to do? Run the ball with Arthur Smith for like 20 times? No, we're good.
I know. I mean, Arthur Smith, he might be a home run guy. I don't know. I don't love it. I was just glad he didn't end up in Jacksonville, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Go and give me the Buccaneers as well, Casey.
Yeah, it's got to be the Bucs.
How about the NFC least? I'll give you the teams if you don't know them. The Eagles, the Cowboys, the Giants, and the football team. I'll let somebody else start.
Say it, Brent.
This is easy.
Go. Here we go. Yep.
I mean, I haven't picked Amari Cooper in my fantasy team.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Didn't even watch Hard Knocks, but he's going with the Cowboys. Unbelievable.
That's right. In fact, that's why I'm going with the Cowboys.
Now there's a Hard Knocks curse.
Yeah, they didn't have to. They didn't have to put me to sleep watching that show.
There is a Hard Knocks curse now. Okay. Go ahead and give me the Philadelphia Eagles. Go ahead and give me the Philadelphia Eagles. I think Jalen Hurts, the truth. Now, are there some other side bets on the line where I'm taking this because I'm trying to speak into existence? Possibly. But I feel like you have a division right now that is fairly weak. I get Dallas as the front runner, but until Dallas shows me something, I can't really buy into you wholeheartedly, kind of like the Cincinnati Reds. So go ahead and give me the Eagles.
Don't be intimidated here, Casey. Go with the Giants.
Oh, stop.
Well, you know, Brent, I can't do that, but I will go with the football team.
Okay.
All right.
Give me Fitzmagic, Terry McLaurin, and the boys. Give me the football team, which leaves us with the NFC West.
Ooh, this is a good one.
Might be the most competitive division in football.
Yeah.
Austin, why don't you start?
I go back and forth with this one. To me, it's between San Francisco and the Los Angeles Rams. I think people sleep on San Fran just because of all the injuries that they had last year a little bit. And when they're healthy and you have the offensive play calling of Shanahan, you can't deny it. But speaking of offensive play calling, a guy with Sean McVay who literally tapped out every single ounce, it seemed like, of that offense last year. He tailored it up a little bit. He switched his game, ran a lot more 12 personnel. You add Matthew Stafford, who is by far a better quarterback than Jared Goff. I got to go with the Rams. Now, they've lost some key components on defense. I don't care. Offense wins the day, at least wins your division, and I'm taking the Rams.
I feel like the Rams have a bustability in them. Like it could be really bad. And San Francisco, well, there's a lot to like. Got to keep in mind now, the record for Shanahan ain't that great. I know this had a lot of injuries, but the record isn't great.
Super Bowl, though, Brent.
Could they get a little bit of troublesome with their two quarterbacks? Could they outsmart themselves? Because Shanahan's a guy who might like to outsmart himself, smartest guy in the room type of guy, in my estimation. Don't know him, but kind of from afar, it looks like that. And you know me, I think the Cardinals are going to be good, but they're going to be the worst in that division. You can be good and finish last in that division.
Yeah.
So I'm going with the Seattle Seahawks. I'll take the best quarterback in the division. And that's been Russell Wilson year in, year out. I also think they're pretty good, so I'm going that way.
Here's the biggest thing, though, Brent. Are you worried about the chemistry between Russell Wilson and that team?
No, I'm not. I think that's long gone. I think that was overblown. I don't even of all the soap operas in the offseason, I thought that was like the least of the concerns. And listen, Pete Carroll will address that and shape that up. Russell Wilson wants to win too badly, in my opinion. So I got Seattle. Who do you have, Casey?
I want to pick the 49ers very bad, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go with the Rams. It's just I really, really believe in Matthew Stafford. I thought he was better than he got credit for with the Lions. On the flip side, if he's not better, then this guy's been a fraud for like as many years as he's been in the league. Because you got to be good with McVay in this offense, but I believe in it. Give me the Rams.
Yeah, by the way, the problem with Stafford is does he not know how to win? Is that a part of him, or is that just the Lions? Can he break that? Because he has put up unbelievable numbers, just hasn't won very much. All right, let's keep going before we get Captain Rick Rouse, and we'll make it quick. What do we got? Some wild cards?
We need some wild card teams.
We go 3 wild cards, right?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Oh, man, okay.
All right,
Brent, go ahead.
I can do this.
Lead us off.
I will take the Rams. I'm going to I don't think they'll completely bust. I'm going to take the Atlanta Falcons in a surprise, and I'm going to take the New York Giants.
I mean, Brent, you have to stop though. This obsession with Daniel Jones. I mean, we don't know if Saquon Barkley's 100% healthy. We don't know about Kenny Galladay, and you're taking the Giants in the wild card.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, it baffles my mind sometimes.
Casey, what you got?
Give me the 49ers, as we just discussed a bit. Give me the Bears, because when Justin Fields gets in, they're going to be good. And give me the Panthers, because Sam Darnold's going to be really, really good. No more ghosts.
Wow.
He's going to see his receivers.
Boy, just think of the teams you're leaving out there, right? I mean, you're leaving Seattle out. You're leaving the Saints out. You're leaving the Giants out. You're leaving the Cowboys out.
More crazy, Carolina making the playoffs or Iowa State making the college football playoff?
But, man, if they both happen, let me tell you.
Okay.
Iowa State.
Okay. Voices are getting a little high again, but we'll see. For me, my 3 teams, man, this is a hard one. I have to go to NFC West for sure. Give me the Arizona Cardinals. I'm buying in. It's Kyler Murray season. Give me Kyler Murray. Give me San Fran as well. 2 teams from one division, meaning the Seahawks are going to be out of it. I mean, I kind of want to take the Cowboys, but forget them. Go ahead and give me the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, I like that. That's pretty good. All right. Hey, we won't do Super Bowl. Let's hold off for the Super Bowl. Let's get Captain Rick in. He's been hanging around right now, but we'll keep people waiting for our Super Bowl pick out of the NFC. That's coming up. But right now, our Florida Sportsman Fishing Report, as we are live at J-Tech Institute here on a Tuesday on ESPN 690, joined by Captain Rick Rouse. Hope you had a nice long weekend, man.
Yeah, I sure did, Brent. I tell you what, I love that J-Tech Institute out there. We've needed more Yamaha mechanics around here for a long time, and they put out a bunch of them out of there. Hey, let me ask you real quick. If Belichick, let's say he has 2 or 3 more subpar seasons, and we don't think that he is the god of NFL coaches anymore, is Pete Carroll in the discussion?
You probably has to win another one before you'd put him on that platform, and win another Super Bowl is what I'm saying. But now let's just say he went to 3 Super Bowls in probably like a span of a decade time and won 2 of them. Well, yeah, I mean, he's not going to be on Belichick. I mean, Belichick, he's already got his mantle, But in terms of current coaches, I think you're right on to something there. And I think he's a guy that wants to keep going, for a while, even though he's, I think, now in his mid-60s.
Oh, I think he's closer to 70 than that. But I just wonder if that pass play will haunt him forever.
Oh, well, either way, it will. It will. It'll be part of the legacy,
Yep. A rather dumb call. Hey, fishing was not a dumb call today. In fact, it was downright good. I talked with Robert Johnson from the Jody Lynn fleet down in St. Augustine. Now, they only had a 6-hour trip, which means they didn't fish real far offshore, but they still had their limit of vermilion snapper and some mangrove snapper and plenty of barjacks. Steve Proctor was out further. He was out close to the Gulf Stream. He had a stellar day with 2 cobia, 2 scamp groupers, some true mutton snapper, a bunch of triggerfish and vermilions. So right now our bottom fishing is very, very good. Inshore is surprisingly good. Generally, when we have water temperatures this high, the fish are very lethargic. It really hasn't happened. There were lots of reds and flounder caught in the intercoastal today, and our excellent mangrove snapper season continues. Tomorrow the weather looks good. I think we'll have several boats offshore, and I'll be back to bring you another fishing report tomorrow afternoon, brought to you by Workman's Quick Fix Plumbing.
Thanks, Captain Rick. Appreciate it.
Thank you, boys.
Have a good night, Captain Rick Riles, each and every day on Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 with your Florida Sportsman Fishing Report. And then on Saturday morning, 7 a.m. until 9 a.m. on ESPN 690. And it's interesting you mentioned J-Tech and Yamaha mechanics, and that's what they do here, right? I mean, that's, thinking of your boat, your car, think about anything, your
exactly.
RV, that's what they do here.
Well, and it's like Captain Rick alluded
right
to.
here.
There's always going to be a demand for these type of jobs, and especially in times right now where sometimes jobs can be hard to come by. They're going to give you all the skills and the tools needed to be successful with a high-paying job, hopefully in a highly essential job.
Yeah, no doubt. J-Tech Institute. Look up more about it. jtech.org. That's where we are today. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. All right, Casey, is this it? Do we have to pick our Super Bowl representative from the NFC?
That is correct. So, Brent, these are your options. The Packers, the Bucks, the Cowboys, the Seahawks, the Rams, the Falcons, or the Giants.
Say it, Brent. Go and say it because you do it every single year.
No, I'm not. I'm going to be smart about this one. Here's the thing. There's friction in the West, which means there's a decent chance home field advantage doesn't come from the West.
Okay.
I think there's a little friction in the South, depending on how you want to view that, with an up-and-coming maybe Carolina team, the Saints. And even Atlanta. I think Atlanta's going to make the playoffs, so they could beat each other up. There's zero friction, in my opinion, or less friction in the NFC North. And therefore, you're going to try to go through. You're going to go through Green Bay. I think it's not a true bookend, but it will feel a little bit bookended that Aaron Rodgers goes to the Super Bowl, way back now more than a decade ago, and here potentially on his way out in Green Bay. Party at the Pickle, live show from the Pickle, Super Bowl representative, not necessarily champ, the Green Bay Packers.
Now, how did it work out from last year, though, when it went through Green Bay?
Well, he lost in the NFC Championship game.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Well, I was going to be honest. Green Bay was my pick, but now this is no fun because I thought, okay, the Bucs win, Brewers going to win the World Series, and let's get the trifecta with Green Bay.
You should do it.
All right, then give me Green Bay as well.
If that's where you were going,
that's where I was going.
I mean, you can come on board with me.
I don't cheer for the Packers a lot, but I have a good feeling about the Milwaukee Brewers and their pitching. Now, don't give up 10 runs to the Phillies like you did yesterday, but that's another story. But besides that,
I'm going to go on a little rant about the Red Sox game yesterday.
I've been following your tweets a little bit.
Yikes, Red Sox, yikes.
Jeez,
condolences, by the way, to that team.
You might have to use a drop button if you go on a rant about the Red Sox.
But you know what? Go ahead and give me the Green Bay Packers as well.
Casey?
Yeah, it's going to go through SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles.
All right.
The
Rams.
Casey's got a little bit of that heel to him.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And so he likes the Rams with the whole Ramsey stuff and everything else. Like I think he embraces that.
Well, now, do you think that the entire country hates Ramsey though, or is it just because we're in Jacksonville?
We're in Jacksonville, so you're
but
nobody around
that's
here is
a
going
heel
to pick
move.
the Rams.
Sure, I got you.
Nobody.
You do what you got to do
because we don't want that to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good.
I know you're fine. But
no, I know. People don't want to see Jalen Ramsey hoist the Lombardi Trophy.
They don't.
Yes.
Can you think of another player in the league that you don't want to see hoist the trophy more than Jalen Ramsey?
Wow.
Grab my phone. I'm going to tweet that out. If you don't mind.
Do you want me to tweet it out for you?
That is such a good question.
Is there any other player in the league? Zach Wilson?
Casey, you probably don't have the angst of Jalen Ramsey as many people around here do.
I mean, don't like the dude. It would be a lot easier to pick him if he wasn't on their team. If he was on the Chargers or something, that'd be great. But game recognizes game, Brent.
Oh, listen, I've always said that. I'm not as salty on the Ramsey front in that respect. I just know how the fan base.
Well, it's because you're now unblocked, so you don't have a right to be salty.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more salty that the organization somehow let him go.
No, for sure. I mean, once again, it's to the point where it's like a bad ex. Some people don't want to see their exes make it, and I understand it. But at the end of the day, you just got to let it go, and you got to move on. So
feels like the last Band-Aid off around here.
Yeah.
Like if he were to raise the trophy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to the Hall of Fame someday, so you're going to have to deal with that. And he could have gone as a Jaguar.
Sure.
I'll still be pissed at that time.
When he goes to the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, just because I'll say the same thing. Jags screwed up. They should have had him. He should have been a part of the Jags. Now, Jalen, in the way his personality is, he might not have always been a part of the Jags anyway.
Yeah.
Eventually he was going to get out.
Yeah.
Just because of the way he is.
Be honest. I mean, because, you're starting to become a staple now in this media business, and I'm sure one day you'll get the Hall of Fame vote. I want a real announcement right now. If you get a Hall of Fame vote one day, and Jalen Ramsey's on the ballot, You gonna vote him? You gonna vote him in? Or are you gonna be like,
yes.
You
First
are?
ballot.
Oh, Brent. Soft. So soft.
Just so he doesn't block me.
Okay.
By the way, somebody on YouTube said a player they didn't want to see lift the Lombardi would be Fournette. To answer Brent's question.
It happened.
I mean, it already happened.
Right. No, I'm with that, but I guess he's upset about it
we
still.
had playoff Lenny and we had Super Bowl Lenny.
By the way,
I don't know what more you want.
Leonard Fournette is not even in the same stratosphere of disliking a player that has left Jacksonville as much as Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
I don't feel that. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I got the wrong temperature around here.
No, I think that's fair.
I mean, I think people were like, that's good for Leonard Fournette.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't going to help us win one anyway, probably. Yeah. I think that's kind of what people feel like.
Do you think Zach Wilson's a close second?
I'm not close, not yet.
No?
Not yet. I don't know if we have seen enough of him. But that's a good call.
I mean, just because the comparison. Well, then his mom and doing TikToks at the Super Bowl. Yeah, it's a mess.
All right, we'll be back. We're live from J-Tech Institute.
Daniel Jones, by the way, on my list.
I mean, hey, Daniel, I'm coming up to the parade.
Hey, what are the odds of that? There's no way.
Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Scattered showers and storms ending this evening, becoming partly cloudy overnight, dropping into the low 70s. Partly cloudy Wednesday, there'll be some more scattered showers and heavy thunderstorms developing, highs in the upper 80s. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds. Now you can buy like a dealer buys. Save thousands on thousands of diamonds for a limited time at Beards Diamonds.
It's a national sales event at Arlington Toyota. Come shop over 700 new Toyotas and choose your way to save. Get interest rates as low as 0% on over 10 new Toyota models or enjoy no payments until 2022. Plus, with Arlington's 30-day exchange program, you get 30 days to love your new purchase or exchange it. And with every new car purchase, you get a lifetime warranty with unlimited time and miles. Why wait? Shop the national sales event at arlingtontoyota.com today. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/August for full detail.
If you're anything like me, then cars were an important part of your childhood growing up. Literally, some of my very first memories involved helping my grandpa build old cars. If you're into cars, then you know that the technology is always evolving, which is why there's a demand for well-trained automotive technicians. As a student in the automotive technology program at J-Tech, you'll be learning basic automotive maintenance, diagnostic procedures, and effective repair methods while using testing equipment and specialized tools. The program also includes training on electrical, HVAC, engine performance, suspension, steering, brake systems, and transmission diagnosis and repair. Their shop settings are designed to represent the actual automotive environments that you will be experiencing when you get into the automotive industry. To learn more about J-Tech, visit jtech.org or call them at 904-483-9460. Ask for Hank to set up an appointment to tour the campus or get your questions answered. That's 904-483-9460 or visit jtech.org.
For the ones going above and beyond. For the ones reaching out, helping out, and lending a hand. For the ones people count on. You can count on Grainger. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. Backed by 24/7 customer support and specialists to help with hard-to-find products. Because you've got everyone's back. We've got yours. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger. For the ones who get it done.
Want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Owen. I'm a cigarette.
Do you like being a cigarette?
No, I don't. Not really into killing thousands of people. Sorry, no filter.
Right.
What's your sign?
Pisces?
I'm a Cancer. Cigarette joke. But seriously, I do cause cancer. And heart disease. And strokes. I could go on forever. Unlike the people who smoke me.
The average smoker lives 10 years less than non-smokers. Quit today. Find out how at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Let's be honest. I'm in the AC business, and even I don't want to buy a new AC system. And yet, the only thing worse than spending money on a new AC is spending it and then not getting the comfort and performance you paid for. Whether it's not seeing the promised comfort or efficiency due to a sloppy install and bad ductwork, or having a home that still feels sticky from inadequate humidity control, or dealing with bad air quality, allergies, mold, or anything else. Investing in a new system to not get the comfort you paid for is total turd buckets. And that's why Griffin Service offers a 12-month test drive on all Florida-rated AC systems. If you're not thrilled with your increased comfort and efficiency, we'll uninstall the system and refund you 100% of your money. And that's for up to 12 months. Install the system now, and you'll still be covered next summer. It's only fair. So, if you need a new system, buy it from the company that'll guarantee you the performance and comfort you're paying for at
GriffinService.com.
Happy football season. Oh, it's so good to have it back. What do you say we get a pint? You can do that at Culhane's Irish Pub all football season at Atlantic Beach in the South Side. 2 locations. TVs to watch your favorite teams like the Georgia Bulldogs. Fish and chips, shepherd's pie. Plenty of food and drink while you watch football. Go today for lunch or dinner. Eat in, order out. Culhane'sIrishPub.com and try the new Five Sisters Vodka at happy hour. 2 locations, Atlantic Beach and South Side. Culhane's Irish Pub. Irish sass with 5-star class.
ESPN 690 is home for the Florida Sportsman Fishing Show hosted by Captain Rick Riles. Tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to find out what's biting now. Fishing so fresh, you can almost smell it.
In times of fear, World Vision is there for the most vulnerable. For the last 70 years, we've been standing with kids and families through natural disasters, war, and disease, delivering life-saving aid and helping rebuild lives. And with every act of courage, faith, and love, we do more than just stop the spread of fear. We replace it with hope. Learn more at worldvision.org.
What can give you a competitive edge in today's red-hot housing market? Rocket can. That's because Rocket Mortgage can give you a verified approval. It could help your offer stand out. Rocket Technology provides a rock-solid verification of your income, assets, and credit, giving sellers greater confidence in you. Go to rocketmortgage.com or call us today at 8338-ROCKET.
A verified approval is based on an underwriter's analysis of your individual financial information, appraisal, and title report. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender license in all 50 states and MLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
He's kept you ahead of storms.
This is going to be a very active afternoon of storms.
He's taken you inside storms.
Look at the Reds then that have shifted a little south of Jacksonville.
And for 33 years, the Chief has seen it all. Forecasting severe weather days in advance. So when storms are headed your way, there is only one meteorologist to turn to tonight. The Chief. The knowledge and experience of Jacksonville's chief meteorologist, Mike Burrish. Action News Jack's First Alert Weather. Only on CBS 47 and Fox 30.
So long ago, I had a hard time remembering. Yeah, I love Gainesville. I love Florida. I wish I had left differently, but that was a deeply personal situation. But I'll always be respectful to Gators. I'll always be a Gator fan. My former coach is a coach there, and I support them. And I even pumped up a recruit when he walked by me. So I think I'm allowed to do that. So yeah, let's go, man. Yeah. I mean, I was jacked. Are you kidding me?
That's Urban Meyer on Monday talking about visiting the Swamp on Saturday night. You know, we talked a lot of college football. We didn't really talk about the Gators too much, and we will here in just a moment. Brent Martineau, Austin Lane, Casey here on a Tuesday. It's a game week in Jacksonville. How cool is that? You listened to Urban Meyer from a press conference yesterday. Well, he joined us on the show in the first hour today. You can always go subscribe to the podcast, Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Go back and listen to the show. It was cool to have Urban Meyer here on the program today. Really his debut on the program.
Yeah.
I almost asked him, by the way. I almost said, all right, now listen, did you take this job in part back then because you were listening to the program? Like in December and January.
We have the receipts.
We have
the receipts. Yeah. Him and Antonio Brown is a big
Antonio
fans
Brown?
for some reason.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now Antonio Brown ended up in Tampa. Must not have liked the show.
Hey, for sure. Hey, Brent, be honest though. You think that Duke Johnson signing?
Yeah, maybe.
That's something. I
can't tell as much as I used to in terms of reading the receipts.
Yeah.
So Duke might have been listening.
I'm saying because Urban's listening to the show, and then I brought Duke Johnson, and maybe Duke Johnson went on. Urban's like, who's this Duke Johnson guy? I'm sure he already knows.
That could have happened.
I'm just saying.
Casey, I want to ask you this question. You're a Gator guy.
Mm-hmm.
Urban Meyer back in the Swamp. Got a nice ovation. He's out there with Steve Spurrier. I'll just tell, what did you think of it? Was it cool to see Urban back? What do you make of it?
Yeah, it was cool. I think, I guess time heals all wounds. I guess it's a very interesting situation. Like, here's the thing: you're playing with like my heartstrings here because I was like a kid. So like sometimes that stuff doesn't heal because I was a kid. But when you hear him talk about it, and it's like you try to understand it. Like I'm a little bit salty still, but it was very cool to see in the standing ovation and all that. Like I think we're getting to that point, and I think it'll help immensely that he's up here in Jacksonville.
Yeah, I think so too. I think some of that. I will long say this. I've never wavered from this. Okay, and so if you just listen to the show, if you're just jumping in, or if you're just going to pop in on this topic, I will tell you for the last, I don't know, 7 or 8 years, to anyone who wanted to listen to me on radio, social media, TV, I've long said I don't get it. I don't understand. A guy wins 2 national titles. That's what you want. Like, that's what you play football for. That's why you're a big fan. 2 national titles. And I know it didn't leave on great circumstances, and I understand all the different things of that. So I get why there was a little bit, it was clunky as it finished. But I still never fully understand how they didn't love and adore what Urban Meyer brought 2 national titles. I mean, 2 of them.
Yeah.
You know? And so I will never fully understand that. And I always wondered this. Like, if he went back to the Swamp in 2012, would they boo him or cheer him? If he went back in 2015, would they boo him or cheer him? And I was like, I think they would boo him.
Yeah.
I mean, I really do. I'm like, what are you kidding me? Like, they would boo a guy that brought you 2 national titles? Yeah. Really? And here's the thing. The reason why I've always thought they would, and the reason why I think this happened, because I can tell you this, there were people, when Urban Meyer got hired here, there were some folks in the building that were even surprised to hear some of the Gator, like the stuff that was written about him in his Gator days and how they weren't sure about Urban still and all of this stuff. And I've had conversations with people that were like, I didn't get it. Like, why? Like, that weren't around here maybe in 08 and through 12 or when all that transition stuff was happening. Well, I'm convinced the reason that it's like that in Florida, more so than, say, Ohio State, is because Florida got bad. Florida got bad when he left, Casey. Like, so then it was Muschamp and McElwain and losing years and 4-8 and like, oh my gosh. And so not only was it clunky the way it ended, not only was it, hey, he ends up at Ohio State, now he's going to win national titles, it was also, we suck.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, he left us dry. Like, it's his fault we stink and we didn't hire right and Muschamp didn't work out, McElwain didn't work out. And so I'm convinced that's why. And now that Mullen's back and he's winning and things have turned, I think this opened the door for this kind of reunion this weekend. And by the way, I think in Ohio, they don't feel the way Gator fans felt when Meyer left. It was totally different. You know why? Because Ryan Day keeps winning.
Yeah. So, see, I think 2 things with Urban, and we've alluded to this before, but I think that a couple of things with Urban Meyer and what transpired at Florida and why, maybe some fans had ill will towards him, even a couple years after he left when he went to Ohio. I think the fact that, yes, he did win 2 national championships, but people never, whether it's a breakup or whether it's a coach that's leaving, people never really remember what you did in terms of the good or the fun times you had. People remember how you left. And, I think a lot of Florida fans might have had the rug pulled up from their feet a little bit in terms of how Urban Meyer left because, well, they didn't see it coming. Now, yeah, the losing seasons after Meyer left does not help anything. Instead of a Band-Aid, you're essentially you're pouring salt into the wound because now not only did your coach leave you, but now you're having, average success at the most. And then you see that same coach go to a new school, and what happens? He has success right away again. So that leaves another bad taste in Florida Gators fans' mouth. I think it's not until like after the fact, years and years down the line, when you look back at history, you reflect back on it, it's like, wow, we did have some good teams. We did win some national championships. It's just the problem that people are always caught in the present and people are always worried about the next thing as opposed to reflecting on the past, especially when a coach leaves.
Yeah, and listen, again, it was clunky. That's probably the easiest way to put it. Clunky at best.
Yeah.
And so there were a lot of feelings there in Florida. I mean, in the Swamp. I thought it was great that he went back. I thought in a little bit, I think even Urban looked a shade uncomfortable going back. I don't know if he just didn't want the ovation or if he knows he was out there with Spurrier. I don't know. I just thought he kind of even wondered, what's this going to be like, And I don't know. But overall, I think it was pretty cool to see him back in the Swamp. Bigger question for the Gators, and you're a Gator fan, Casey. Anthony Richardson or Emory Jones?
Emory Jones.
Really?
I mean, it's interesting what they had Anthony Richardson doing, because that's literally what Emory Jones does. So that is interesting, and I wonder if that was more of, let's make sure Emory doesn't get hurt. Let's let Anthony Richardson run around because we're going to keep Emory Jones ready for Alabama in 2 weeks.
Well, it'll be interesting to see. Now, Richardson looked super dynamic. I think they're going to struggle in the passing game. I mean, I think that's just it. That's the way it's going to be.
Yeah.
But they have two very athletic quarterbacks. How about Mullen's reaction to the question? Did you see it?
Yeah.
Like, Mullen was like dumbfounded that they were, hey, what are you going to do about your quarterback situation? He's like, Emory? Like, what do you talk? Like, why are you asking me this question? Like, well, because Anthony Richardson looked like, how do you keep that guy off the field, right? Yeah. Whether you play him at wide receiver or running back or quarterback, Anthony Richardson had some moments in that game. You were like, okay, he's better out here than on the sideline.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure Emory Jones had that.
I think he will. I'm telling you, I think it was, you're playing FAU. Let's win the game and let's get to the next one and let's see what this guy can do. Because last year, it's not like they really had they're doing exactly what they did last year, where you had Trask and then you brought in Emory for the change of pace, which is why it was interesting you bring in Richardson for the change of pace for Emory Jones, because Emory Jones is the change of pace. So there's a whole lot of paces and a whole lot of changes. Not sure which one, but I think Emory Jones is going to be the guy this year, and I think he's going to be good.
Yeah, we'll see what the Gators do as they'll play USF, who got blitzed like in week 1. So that shouldn't be a problem. And then Alabama on the horizon for the Gators. Meanwhile, Florida State has Jacksonville State coming up this week after a good performance but not a win. So crazy stat about FSU where they lost 5 straight season openers. I mean, that is, whoa. And not all of them were against top 10 Notre Dame, by the way.
Yeah.
So shows you how much Mike Norvell still has to turn around. Was at the start of it on Sunday in Tallahassee. Heard the game right here on ESPN 690. You can listen again this weekend on ESPN 690, your home for Florida State football. Also the home of the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, back home tonight. You can catch that game coming up later on tonight right here on ESPN 690 as well. We are live at J-Tech Institute. Look them up, jtech.org. One more segment here on a Tuesday. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on ESPN 690.
The Women's Board of Wolfson's Children's Hospital proudly announces the schedule for the 2021 Florida Forum Speaker Series. Grammy Award winner and songwriter Tim McGraw on September 22nd. 4-time Super Bowl champion and broadcaster Terry Bradshaw on October 26th. And Major General Charles F. Bolden Jr., a retired Marine officer, astronaut, and former NASA administrator, on November 17th. The series will take place at the Times Union Center for the Performing Arts. Get your tickets today at thefloridaforum.com.
If you live in the Southeast, you know that air conditioning is king. And as the population grows, so does the need for more AC units, which means that there's more demand for technicians. And guess what? The HVAC industry is growing 13% faster than your average job, according to the 2018 Bureau of Labor Statistics. And on top of that, the average pay is over $22 an hour. And this is where J-Tech comes in. When you attend the HVAC-R program at J-Tech, you'll get the hands-on training that is focused on understanding the different types of HVAC systems, logical diagnostic procedures, effective repair methods, and so much more. And by the end of the program, you're going to be trained on all the necessary areas that employees are looking for, so you can be their first-round pick as a technician or an installer. To learn more about J-Tech, visit jtech.org or call them at 904-483-9460. Ask for Hank to set up an appointment to tour the campus or get your questions answered. That's 904-483-9460 or visit jtech.org.
What defines a hero? Dedication, loyalty, courage. Every day at AMCO, we serve heroes. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles. From complex transmissions to simple brake jobs with flexible financing and the extra safety precautions we need. The heroes we serve don't all wear uniforms. They're people like you. At AMCO, we're proud to serve all of you. AA MCO.
Money tight? We can finance almost anybody. Find the AMCO transmissions nearest you at amcojacksonville.com.
Just be in control. With free interest checking and great digital tools, Community First makes smarter banking simple. Add an account at justbeyourself.com. Community First Credit Union. Just be yourself. Federally insured by NCUA.
Bozard Ford, Ford's Garage, and ESPN 690 are proud to present Be the Sun, Not the Salt Community Award.
It's time to shed some light on the ones who make a difference.
Do you know any coaches, teachers, or mentors who are doing all the good they can and should be recognized and rewarded for being positive energizers and making a difference in our community? Are they kind, authentic, compassionate, grateful, and positive? Then tell us why they deserve to be recognized. Just for taking the time to shout them out, you'll receive a copy of the book, Be the Sun, Not the Salt. And nominees can win $100 gift certificates to Ford's Garage, $100 Visa gift cards, free car detailing from Bozard Ford, and so much more. Let's keep these positive energizers going by shedding some light on the people who uplift others.
Details and nomination forms are available on ESPN 690's website, powered by Be the Sun, Not the Salt, Bozard Ford, Ford's Garage, and Cox Media Group.
I love football and I love chicken wings. Hey, everybody, this is Brent Mortno. We are a lot alike, right? You love football and you love wings. Let's win the week with Extreme Wings Sports Grill. 4 locations in Jacksonville, Atlantic Boulevard, Ocean Way, 210 in St. Johns County, and the new location on Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax, serving up the freshest, never frozen, world-famous extreme hot wings to Jacksonville since 1999. We like football. We like wings. We love a good deal. To celebrate the grand opening of the Extreme Wings Roosevelt location, get 6 wings, french fries, and a drink for just $12.99 at the Roosevelt location. 6 wings, french fries, and a drink, just $12.99. Active military gets special discounts. Jalapeno ranch, Caribbean jerk, spicy blue cheese, lemon pepper. So many flavors to choose from. And, of course, they can make them extreme if you want. Plenty of space at Extreme Wing Sports Grill locations. If you're looking for a place for the entire team, try Extreme Wing Sports Grill. I love it. You'll love it. 4 locations in Jacksonville, including Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax.
Farah and Farah is accepting applications for its 2nd annual Empowering Greatness Scholarship. 5 high school seniors will be awarded full tuition to a 2-year Florida college of their choice. Learn more at farahandfarah.com/scholarship. Jacksonville.
I don't remember ever coming out of the chute with your talents equated across the board. So, and you got a young quarterback. So, yeah, it's a lot going on. But I like where we're at.
Urban Meyer joined us today on Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Hope you get a chance to go back and listen to it. All you got to do is subscribe to the podcast. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 is the podcast name. So do that. Subscribe on YouTube as well. Facebook, Twitch. You don't have to subscribe. You just listen. And watch the show. We got our video rocking and rolling again, so that's very cool. Tomorrow we'll be at, or I'll be, I think I'll also be in the studio. I'll be at Fields Cadillac, Fields Cadillac Jacksonville, which is just over the Buckman Bridge on the other side, right there, Blanding Boulevard. So come on out, say hello at Fields Cadillac on a Wednesday. So we are on the road quite a bit now that football season has hit. And looking to debut a new show next week that we'll have more information about in the coming days. So all that, having some fun as we head into a Jags football season, college football season already underway, and the Jags get rocking and rolling on Sunday in Houston. Really cool event today for Jim Furyk and his wife Tabitha. They're hosting an event at Timuquana Country Club, a Champions Tour event. First time the Champions Tour is back in the area. I was trying to do the math on this. When I first got here in 2008, we went and covered an event, Senior Tour they called it, not Champions Tour, down at Hammock Beach, the Ocean Course. I think that would have been 08. Maybe they did it in 09, and then that's it. Savannah hosts a Champions Tour event, or has over the years, the Legends event. Back in the day, I actually learned a little bit more about this today. Not only World Golf Village, but back at TPC Sawgrass in Dyes Valley, there was Champions Tour or Senior Tour events. So it's had a history around here, but Jim and Tabitha Furyk are going to do a great job with this one. We got a lot of the details. I'll have more of that coming up on TV tonight, CBS 47, Fox 30. And Phil Mickelson's going to be here, and both Ryder Cup captains are going to be here. Padraig Harrington making his Champions Tour debut in that October event. And this will be like right after the Ryder Cup. And also Steve Stricker, Wisconsin guy.
Oh, yeah.
Really kind of cool for Stricker. I didn't think about this till today. He is a Wisconsin guy.
He is,
and
yeah.
he's the captain.
Sure.
At Whistling Straits, which is in Wisconsin.
Which is by the northeast of Wisconsin, in Kohler, right?
I don't know
It's
exactly.
Kohler.
Is it
That's-
in
yeah,
Kohler?
that's
Did you
Kohler.
look that up? Because I thought you asked it the other day, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, it's Kohler.
It's near Kohler?
Yeah.
Kohler has a
Well,
bunch of resorts up there.
Well, and Steve, we used to call him Steve Stryker because he's that good hitting a golf ball. So shout out to Steve.
Steve
big Steve Stryker guy myself. Yes.
I bet you are.
You better believe it.
I bet you are.
I think he's from. Let me go and Google that real quick.
Where?
Grew up in. Yeah.
Is he bred in Madison?
Yeah, I think so.
You don't
Probably.
know so yet.
Yeah, I think it's
when
around there.
when we go up to your hometown someday, because we are going to do this.
We keep talking about it. We'll see.
Well, COVID has.
Oh, he's from Edgerton.
So where's Edgerton?
Edgerton is about an hour away from Iola. We actually played them a couple times in basketball.
So should we get Stricker on the show?
I'll be honest, man. Edgerton didn't really do much for me.
No?
Nah. I mean,
You're a Wisconsin guy, man.
No, I'm kidding. Let's get him on the show for sure. We can talk we go to Culver's, ice cream shops. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now they got Culver's here, too. You can even go to Culver's and feel at home.
Have you been to Culver's?
Yeah.
The little
bunch of them.
Butterburger?
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Very good.
Are you just saying that, or are you being truthful?
No.
Yeah, it's good,
that's
right?
what I get.
Good
If
stuff.
I go there, I get
cheese
the
curds.
Butterburger.
Those cheese curds.
I have had the cheese curds.
There it is.
The cheese curds.
Go on.
They're okay.
What do you mean?
The cheese curds are just okay.
Compared to what? Like,
I'd rather have the ice cream at the end than have.
Okay. I'm just saying, either you're comparing them, it's cheese curds or no cheese curds. I think cheese curds are better than no cheese curds.
Like, let's be honest. You have to say that you like cheese curds, right? Because you're from Wisconsin.
But I do, though.
But do you really like cheese curds?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I mean, if you remember, the first thing I ever brought as a gift for the show was what?
Cheese curds.
There you go.
And that was after the reason you did because you were up in Wisconsin for like 3 weeks.
I was.
When we hired you.
Yeah.
Over the phone.
Well, and then that's your fault. I was out of town when you called me.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah, it was the holidays.
But,
okay.
But you did bring us some cheese curds.
I did.
They were pretty good.
Yo,
well,
bring
you didn't
some
eat
more.
yours because you, Casey, I got you, man.
Appreciate it.
Say no more, Casey. I got you. Brent, you left yours out for 3 weeks because you thought they were just going to stay fresh.
I did.
Yeah. Mold.
Kind of leave everything out.
I mean, they're not pretzels. Like, the cheese goes bad.
Is there a better place up in Wisconsin? Like, is there one place at cheese curds? Probably the ones that you brought us, but
oh
I
no.
forget the name.
Well, so here's the thing. So yeah, like it depends what you want. If you want squeakers, then you have to go to a cheese factory. So squeakers are like the ones that I brought you, where when you bite them they squeak.
Yeah.
Right. So they're not fried. If you want deep fried cheese curds, then literally, listen, I'll be honest, Culver's cheese curds are kind of whatever. You know, I mean, they're French fries. Like, there's great French fries out there, and then there's McDonald's French fries. They're good, but they're not like real homemade French fries.
You're not going there just to get them.
No, exactly. But I mean, if you want good cheese curds, any kind of bar or tavern is going to have good cheese curds.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So we go to the Pickle. The Pickle's got good cheese curds.
For sure.
No doubt.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah,
because it's like this. It's like, listen, you can get clam chowder down here.
Oh, yeah.
But then you can go get it back home.
Well, so here's the thing that I've been so curious about. And one day we have to go back to your hometown as well so you can show me around. When people talk about the clam chowder where you're from, like, I've had all types of clam chowder. Now, I've never really had a bad clam chowder. I've never had a good clam chowder. I can't envision a clam chowder being so good where it's like, well, this is a game changer. I'm just telling you right now.
Yeah.
I mean, cream and clams.
And potatoes. Sometimes we'll throw a little bacon in there.
Yeah. See, to me, it's like...
Clam chowder's so good.
To me, it's chili.
But
Like,
it's way
chili's
better at
good.
home.
Okay. I mean, I have to try it sometime,
There's
I guess.
something about it.
Yeah. To me, it's like chili. Like, yeah, chili's good wherever you go. Is it really that good at chili?
Well, I'll tell you what. Skyline chili, overrated.
Really?
Oh,
yeah,
my
because
God.
they put noodles in it and stuff, right?
Big time.
Yeah, get that out of here.
Big time.
Hey, so, were you going to go there to Cincinnati?
Hey, Cole Haynes Irish Pub, by the way, is having they're hosting Packers fans. The Packers will be there Saturday and Sunday. They open at noon on the south side, and they'll be available to go to both pubs, Atlantic Boulevard and South Side. So check them out if you're looking for a party, Packers fans, this weekend because of the Saints-Packers game. Check out Culhane's Irish Pub. Great to be here at J-Tech Institute once again. Check them out at jtech.org. We'll be back for another visit in the next month or so, I think, here on the south side. jtech.org. A lot of fun here on the show today. Thanks for Urban Meyer coming on earlier in the program. Again, you can check it out on the Action Sports Jacks on the ESPN 690 podcast. I'll see you on TV tonight. CBS 47, Fox 30 for Austin Lane.
Hey, Tim Tebow, I'm coming for you.
Set up the cage,
Let's go.
And Casey, I'm Brett Martineau. Jumbo Shrimp coming up on ESPN 690 tonight.